Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
What's going on? We're so happy you could join us this morning. Appreciate that. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show is up and running. Bye, Dan, Josh. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Doing
Remember
good.
A few days ago we started off the program. We asked our listeners what kind of drugs they were hooked on. I think I made the statement that everyone these days is on some kind of dope. Do you recall that?
I do.
Was that last week?
Yeah,
Just last week.
Everyone's on dope. That was the statement I made, and it was true. Folks started texting in. They're taking this. They're taking that. I can't remember specifics beyond that. But Ozempic must have been thrown into the mix, right? We must have had
GLP-1s were on there, yeah.
some, but
Plenty of people said that.
what was the word that you used?
GLP-1s?
I think it's pronounced gulpsl.
GLP-1s.
Yes. People
Weight
are...
loss drugs.
It's a weight loss pill or a weight loss drink, or you shoot it into your arm with a needle.
Wait, isn't it actually like for diabetes? And then they figured out people are losing weight on it.
I think
thought
that
was the case.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Oh, Christ, yeah, you're right. That completely escaped me.
And like Viagra started as some sort of anticoagulant or something like that. It started out as something completely different, and then the guys didn't want to return it because they were getting these wonderful boners.
Started off as a heart medication.
Yeah, some sort of...
you called it Viagra? Was that what you called it?
Viagra.
And then it became a boner pill. Okay, we must have had some level of conversation on Ozempic a week ago when we were talking about how everyone's on dope. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't remember any specifics. Everyone and they mama is eating fistfuls of Ozempic so they can look hot at their high school reunion. We also talked about CPAP machines a few days ago, too. And that's the setup today. All the men are wearing CPAP machines. All the women are on Ozempic. But here's the deal. I'm guessing Josh knows the story already. So let me ask Dana and Ashley. With the rise of Ozempic's popularity, guess what else is on the rise? Go ahead. Think about it for a minute. Everyone's on Ozempic. They're dumping weight. What would that lead to a rise in?
More sex?
Decent guess.
That's a very good guess.
Decent guess.
Yeah, that's a wonderful guess.
What would maybe correlate there?
Lifting weights, getting jacked.
Getting jacked. You're headed in the right direction. It's more negative. More sex is a positive thing. Getting yourself, as Dana would say, jacked, a positive thing. This would be a
that's
negative.
probably related. I would say certainly.
Oh, that's why I said they're in the right ballpark, but more of a negative side effect.
People breaking up.
There you go, you bastard.
Oh, nice, dude.
I always thought that was the best sign of somebody wanting out of a relationship, if somebody who's never really worried too much about fitness really gets into it. Like anybody I've had that got jacked was in a miserable marriage and wanted to get in good shape so they could start dating other people afterwards.
That's funny. When I got divorced, I went the complete other way.
Well, you were already 38 or something like that,
Yeah.
giving up on life.
Pretty much.
When I got a divorce at 27 or 28, I got a gym membership.
Did you?
Well, I mean, my brother was a big gym.
Oh.
He was a big weightlifting gorilla. Still is. And suddenly, when I was single at 27, 28 years old, I called him and I said, hey, can you get me in over there?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than 38.
It only lasted about, 2 months. But I did suddenly tell myself, okay, I got to get ready for this. Because you want to know why, Dana? Because I want to be banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If my wife left me, I definitely would get a gym membership and hopefully go.
To the gym she works at.
Yeah.
Not the one she works at.
Even though you're 51, you'd go to get a gym membership?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot going for me, so I got to get every advantage I can. So
Yeah.
if I wanted to find another suitor, I would certainly get into the gym and do some clean and jerks or something.
But
I've always lost weight when getting out of relationships, but I don't know if that's just like because of the stress or if
you mean it just happened?
actually trying.
It happened naturally?
Yeah, usually I would drop like 15
stress.
pounds or so. And
Stress,
I'm like, cool. Right? Yeah.
You have a revenge body.
Yeah, and then I would like slowly gain it back when I was happy again.
Stress is a massive thing. I've told you before, when my mother ditched my brother and I. My brother and I lived with our mother during high school. And she called my dad about 2 months before high school was over and said, as soon as these two idiots are handed their phony diplomas, they're your problem. I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't stand it. Can't blame her. My mother was kind of a heavy person at that time. Soon as we graduated, she moved away. Couldn't handle us anymore. We became our dad's problem. Didn't see my mom for 5 or 6 months. Saw her, almost didn't recognize her. She immediately dumped a pile of weight just because the stress of twin derelict sons was no longer weighing on her.
That's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
So the word is, Cubby, everyone's on Ozempic. They're all slim and trim now and looking fine in a month. You know what I'm saying? And then the next step, divorce.
Yeah, they think, hey, I'm hot now.
Right.
I've been stuck in this relationship. I'm going to look for somebody.
And they want to be banging.
Yeah. I get, if I'm, if I'm extremely stressed, I lose weight. And
Do you?
quickly.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those, gosh, it's this phlegm. It's attacking me.
You sound like me right now.
Leave me alone. Stop it, phlegm.
What is going
What did
on?
I do to you? Yeah, this wasn't happening beforehand. I'm choking on my own foot. That's not how a guy wants to die.
Is that why you stay so ridiculously scrawny? Is it the stress that buries you?
I'm not constantly stressed, but there'll be certain. It's weird. Big things I don't necessarily get stressed about because it's an easy decision. I'm a black or white type person where it's like there's no other decision I can make here in this really stressful situation. But when there's little things like the 2 days you were gone, I was so stressed I lost almost 10 pounds the entire week.
That was the 2 most stressful days of my life, just with secondhand stress because of how stressed you were.
Where the hell was I? I don't remember this.
When you were sick.
Oh, see, that troubles me to learn that.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, I was worried about you. You wouldn't miss a day of work sick if you had the choice. And then I'm like, I'm going to screw this up big time. People are going to hate my guts.
You really lost 10 pounds?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I
That's how
lost
I
10
had
pounds
to-
when I was sick for a week, and like that makes sense. But stress?
God help us.
Yeah,
Need
stress
some Xanax.
goes that way. I mean, I know folks that are the opposite. They'll eat the stress away, and for whatever reason, I can't explain it. I don't think I eat
You were
less.
living
Yeah,
your
so-
normal life, those two. You were eating, you were doing everything normally, but yet you still lost 10
I
pounds?
think so. I don't remember exactly.
Lick me
That's
down.
crazy.
Didn't you say you got like an hour of sleep a night during that stretch of time too? Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I was sleeping very much.
Everyone is getting a divorce once they trim that fat off their frame.
Maybe it's just because of my age. But it seemed like for a while, all my friends were getting divorced. Maybe that's because it was mid to late 20s or early 30s. But now the ones that I know they've been married for so long, or they're on their second marriage, or in one case, third marriage, that they kind of figured it out at this point.
Huh. I'd have to,
I wonder if there's an average age for divorce.
probably
There's
30.
gotta be.
I would say 30.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be helpful. I guess I'd have to sit down and do the arithmetic.
Dude, you were right.
Was it 30?
30.
Now that you bring it up, now I'm trying to figure in my head how many of my longtime bros have gone through divorces or multiple, and how many have. I mean, I can tell you this: 2 of my best friends met their wives during our junior year of high school, and they've been together ever since.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's a cool story. I always thought that was great when people could make that work.
But I could think of a couple more. Maybe I'll have to map this out. What percentage of my pals have stayed married? One marriage, and how many of them have been?
I mean, I'm married to a lady who I'm their second choice.
Right.
She was already married once.
How many of them have been in and out of courthouses their whole life getting divorced?
I got divorced at 35, and I was the first in my group of bros that got divorced. And I found out that when you're the first, you become the go-to guide where people call you for advice and how to navigate that whole situation.
Oh, nobody called me.
Yeah, I feel like I could put a Venmo request into some of my buddies for my services of therapy and counseling and helping them navigate it after I went through it.
Nick, I think no one called you because they saw what you walked away from.
Yeah, this guy.
The richest person I've ever met and absolutely gorgeous.
Takes
People thought he's doing something wrong.
That takes balls.
Yeah.
That takes big friggin' onions.
You left that.
Onions. That's what I'm dealing with. Grapefruits.
Private jets, hanging with celebrities.
Drop
dead gorgeous.
I would have sucked it up for some years, I think.
And you know
Super
what I
cool,
said?
very funny.
And I said, I'm moving on. Onions, baby.
And now you're sitting here with us.
Well, I was sitting here with the same. I was sitting here then.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting with radio losers then. I'm sitting with radio losers now. Folks who undergo rapid weight loss. This is where the whole schmear is going here. Talking about Ozempic and its link, or weight loss, and its link to divorce. Folks who undergo rapid weight loss are twice as likely to take a walk on their husband or their wife and say, look, I'm going to go off and be a new person.
I truly think if I started really getting into working out, my wife would wonder what's going on. I mean, we met because I was really into it. But as I mentioned, I think last week or the week prior, as soon as she said yes to my proposal, I canceled the gym membership and thought, well, she's locked in now. She's going to be stuck with whatever's left after I stop working out.
I would be pretty sus if my husband started working out. Like, what is this? You don't do this? Are you trying to be active?
What was the old joke years ago? As soon as a guy gets a divorce, I think this was a stand-up comic, but I thought it was so funny, and I think it's still true. As soon as a guy gets a divorce, he grows a goatee and he buys a Jeep.
Yeah.
What does this say? Now, part of this study on weight loss and divorce, they originally focused on people who had been fitted with those gastric bands.
Oh, yeah.
And people were texting in saying they know people who, once they had the gastric bypass surgery, got divorced relatively quick. That's crazy fast. The folks that, follow the rules afterwards, how fast they lose all that weight.
It can be. I know a gal who, hell, she must have been on the ground floor, because this is quite a few years ago. She went ahead with that gastric band surgery, whatever it is you called it a minute ago, Josh, where they make your stomach about the size of a dime.
Yeah.
I think she had some iffy early days with that operation. I think for a stretch of time she was not behaving the way she should have, and there were some troubles. But she finally got on board, and you want to talk about unrecognizable, how rapidly and dramatically she lost weight. It was incredible. You're way more likely here to take a walk on your friggin' ungrateful spouse once you dump those pounds. And the article goes goes into conversation about how it makes you more confident, more social. You want to continue after you lose the weight. You want to continue to lead a healthy life, and maybe your partner says, no. I'm not interested in that vibe. I still want to chug beer and bratwurst and pepperoni pizzas all day long. So you and your partner don't have similar lifestyles.
Something similar to this, a friend of mine, his wife got implants. She wanted to get them. And
Word.
They got divorced about 6 months later. And he's like, I want my money back.
Oh, that sucks.
Because he paid for them. He's like, God darn it, I bought those things, and now can they be returned?
Right.
Can I get a
Awesome.
refund?
Where are the statistics on that? Now, what did we just look up? The average age of a divorce, 30?
Yep.
I'd like the statistics. I'd like the numbers on when a woman, a married woman or a woman in a serious relationship. Well, let's just count marriages. When a married woman gets a set of bolt-ons, how often does it lead to the end of that relationship?
This is crazy. We got a text like at the same time we're talking about it saying they were divorced within 3 months after his wife got implants.
Because just like a guy who's suddenly doing sit-ups in the basement and a wife looks down the stairs and said, well, what are you doing that for? I don't care if you have abs. Same thing. Gal suddenly says, well, I'd like to go get some cannons. And the dude says, well, why would you? That's because she wants to start banging some new stuff.
Here's another one. Heavy Haul Ginger Jesus. He said he's still paying for his ex's implants and mommy makeover.
Oh. Well, what did you get? Still paying for them. What the hell was the price tag on those?
They ain't cheap.
I think it's pricey, right?
Well, I mean, I was involved in that once. I don't remember it taking that long to...
I mean, isn't it like $6,000? I mean, like back in the day,
Yeah.
from what my friend was saying. I mean, that's not cheap. And the mommy makeover add on to
those were
that.
probably
well,
together.
I thought that was a joke. What's a mommy makeover?
That's like tummy tuck and
Oh.
stuff
Yeah.
like I think maybe lipo. I guess I'm not sure everything that goes into it.
I thought
I mean,
that was...
hey, she carry your kids for you? You might owe her that one.
I'm sorry?
I said if she carried your kids for you, you might owe her that one.
She took one for the team.
Yeah, I told my husband. I said when I'm done breastfeeding, if it's just like a disaster, you're doing something about that.
I wonder if that's like the most common reason women get implants. The breast, because I've heard that before. The couple that I know who did said the exact same thing, that their kids, they did a number on them.
Yeah, what the heck? It's so annoying. But I mean, think of all the money you're saving on formula, so it like kind of evens out.
Fake cans, 10 grand,
Wow, that's
according to a text message.
yeah.
Those
That's
are
obviously-
probably nice ones.
What
I
does
would hope
this say?
so.
What's this say? I bought my ex a set of fake jugs, a BMW, a facelift. 6 months later, she gone.
The BMW is the coolest part for me. That'd be sweet.
6 months later, Cubby, she gone. Okay, I thought mommy makeover was just a punchline, but that's a common term for a series of operations.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know everything involved. Like I said, I've heard lipo and tummy tuck, things like that.
I was with a gal years ago who got the Zeppelins sewn in, and I think in the same series of visits, she got lipo, fat sucked out of her body.
Yeah. Well, while you're there, why not?
That's what lipo is.
Yeah, they give you a little 2-for-1.
Yeah. What was funny was how wasted she was when I picked her up from the doctor's office.
Oh, I bet.
And she got some keepers bolted on, baby.
And I've heard the recovery is a long time on that. It knocks you out for a while.
Yeah, I had a friend
depends.
that had it done, and she was in a lot of pain.
My wife's friend was back to work within a day, and she works at a gym.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe I should say 2 days.
I think it's similar to the what do they call this, Josh?
Your penis?
Yeah.
Oh, the vasectomy?
Vasectomy. Similar to the vasectomy. Some dudes are playing beer league hockey 24 hours later. Other dudes still feel it 2 years after the operation. Because like Josh, this gal that I knew back in the day who got the big ones, big fakies, She was A-okay in a couple, 3 days.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know. It took the girl I knew out for like weeks.
Right,
It
but
depends.
my sister lived with a gal who got a set of implants put on. I'm talking 2 straight days when I went to my sister's place. This was the sound from the bedroom of the gal who got those implants. This was all I heard for 2 straight days.
Oh, no. You know, and I think they can put them in different ways now, Ashley, like a few different options. Maybe, I'm sure that probably makes a difference. Right?
Oh, so maybe it depends on that. Yeah, I just remember she like couldn't lift her arms up she couldn't lift her arms up past her like chest area. It was brutal. It looked painful.
I think it's kind of like that old vasectomy. Okay, now that the mommy makeover has been brought to my attention, I wasn't aware of such a thing. Trash Trucker Jesus texted in to say your average mommy makeover, $30,000 to $100,000.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
That stuff is expensive.
seems like 30,000 is the most common answer coming in here.
Okay, then there's much more going on than just bolt-ons and a tummy tuck because, like I said, I was part of that scene a number of years ago, and there's no friggin' way it was anywhere near $30,000. So things have changed, or there's some procedures thrown in there that I'm not even aware of.
Yeah, it sounds like about right around 10 grand is what implants are costing according to folks here.
Some guys are texting in and they're saying, as far as implants go, anything bigger than a handful, and you're risking a sprained thumb. What movie? Weird Science, 1985. You don't want a cheap boob job. A couple of our listeners have texted in saying you don't want a cheap one.
Nah, nuh-uh. Spend the money.
Any of that, what do they call it, cosmetic surgery? I'd be afraid of the bargain basement.
If it's a van instead of an operating room.
You don't go to Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Those Brazilian butt lifts kill folks overseas, it seems like, when they get the cheap ones.
Oh, no. Yeah. Here's a text that said, when those ladies go out and get new cans, they're instantly tired of their old bull, and they want to go get themselves a young calf. It happens on both sides. Both sides. We dudes check into the gym. You gals go get the mommy makeover, and you disappear with somebody else.
All these guys telling stories about having to pay for them or their wife getting them and then she cheating on them makes me really glad that my ex-wife waited until after we got divorced to get hers.
Well, she was cheating on you, but she just didn't have the implants yet. Yeah, my buddy who had that happen where she left him almost immediately, he was joking around like if he ever dates somebody and this happens again, he wants to write some sort of contract where they have to stay with him for a year. At least a year.
So that he can enjoy it?
Yeah, he gets to enjoy it a little bit.
All right, how about we go this way now while we're discussing the cost of some of these different procedures that a breast reduction cost around 10 grand.
Oh, I had no idea.
According to one of our listeners. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
And that's another one, too, where the recovery takes a long time.
I'm trying to remember. We worked with a gal who did that. I don't remember if she had a long recovery or not.
I have a friend who I've known for years. I've known her and her husband for years. She got it done. She'd been wanting to do it forever. She finally had the money and got it done, and she said it was the greatest decision she ever made. You know, back pain.
The craziest?
No,
Greatest.
the greatest decision she ever made. His back pain's gone. The unwanted attention's gone. She can fit into things and stuff. And us bros, we asked the guy, or asked their husband, we said, do you kind of miss him, though? And he goes, no, not at all. We're like, really? And he goes, no, look at it like this, guys. If she leaves me, if anything ever happens, I'm the last guy that ever got to motorboat those things in all their glory.
I like the way guys think sometimes. Yeah, I've heard that too, where as far as the difference in somebody's life before and after a surgery, that the women who have the reductions are genuinely happier.
Oh,
generally.
yeah. She's just talking about little things like buying dresses for weddings and things like that. She can fit into things, and it's just no longer, everything's not uncomfortable anymore.
I can't imagine having to deal with that because, like, I don't like how it looks. Like, one of the reasons why I never wore underwire bras was because I thought they made me look like chubbier because it made my chest look weird and like bigger, and I didn't like that. So I can imagine having like actual huge boobs and having to deal with that.
I think I was 21 years old. I was totally unaware of the procedure. And me and some unlucky gal fired our clothes into the corner of the room, and we began the process of what came naturally to the both of us. And I saw these scars on the underside of her, and I said, "Oh, wow, are these store-bought?" And she said, No. The opposite, or not the opposite, but she said something like, "No, guess again." And I said, "Oh, no. Were you sick? Did you have some kind of did you catch cancer and she said, "No. Guess again." And I said, "I have no idea." She said, "Breast reduction." Stupid. And I said, "I've never heard of it." Mm-hmm. She looked at me like I was a moron, which was the fair way to look at it. I'd never heard of it before. I said, "What are you talking about, breast reduction?" She said, "Yeah, I had a bunch of it taken out, you moron."
I guess even now, knowing about it, I wouldn't assume. Maybe I couldn't come up with that.
I was totally lost. "Oh, what happened there? What's wrong with you?" I said. Oh, man. All right, if you want to go back real quick, I'm going to try to write some things down when we go to commercial and try to figure out. Josh brought this up. How many of my pals, my best pals, have had a divorce at this point? I mentioned that two of my best friends met their wives when we were juniors in high school and been with them ever since. Have there been some iffy moments along the way? Oh, yeah. But they remained with these women now, and here we are at 54 years old. Plastics Jesus texted in to say, "I met my wife sophomore year of high school. We've been together ever since.
I don't know how people do that.
And now we're getting a divorce."
Oh, sorry. Somebody else, I lost the text here, but somebody else said that they've been together since 8th grade.
Oh.
Honestly, props to you. That is insane to me.
Tell them to get back to you. They came from a very, very small town, is my guess. If you don't mind getting back to Cubby.
Or they could be real religious.
I'm going to go with small town. You want to guess religion?
Could be.
That's where my mind went to, Josh.
Since 8th grade, I bet it's a tiny little town. Not even on the map. What do they say about marriage in Carlstead, Minnesota again, Josh? Give it to them.
It's something about you get your
I got
turn.
it.
What is it?
You don't lose your wife. When you get a divorce in Carlstead, Minnesota, you don't lose your wife. You just lose your turn. Because I think, isn't Carlstead known for having 6,000 men and 22 women in the whole town or something like that?
I'm not sure.
You just lose your turn.
All right, so it wasn't a small town.
What?
Runs in the dark, Jesus. New Brighton, and not religious, so it's just an anomaly, I guess.
Wow.
Well, it's an odd answer. How many people do you know that would ever admit to being from New Brighton? So it's it's an odd answer. All right. Here we go. The Tuesday broadcast. Remember that dude who said he bought his wife a mommy makeover, new jugs, a BMW, and then she left him? That was a few minutes ago.
He's got some bucks.
I drive a Hyundai, but ride your dad, Jesus, wants to know if we got the sumbitch's telephone number.
We probably do.
F that. She's saying, F that Hyundai. This guy's handing out Beamers? You're on the right track. We'll take a break. We'll come back with that stupid news report here in a few minutes.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a smart club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right. We got a lot to cover this morning, Josh.
Plenty going on, you're saying?
This text message, I think, will send us in the right direction. This text message I just received at 651-989-9393. That's our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. This ought to get us started off on the right foot. It simply says, "Good morning, butt lords."
I do love the word butt lord for whatever reason.
I know you do. Friggin' marriage. That's just one of the subjects we wrestled with earlier on this morning. Josh was wondering how many of his close personal bros have gone through a divorce or two, and how many of them have stayed married. It's not something you think about very often, kind of putting the arithmetic together on that. I actually, while we were playing songs and commercials or whatever the hell we were doing a few minutes ago, that got me thinking about my group of pals. So I actually sat down. I opened up my cellular telephone here and I rattled through everyone in my contact list and tried to sort through who's been through a divorce, who stayed married, and what dawned on me, it's split pretty much right down the middle. Pretty much the same amount of my friends have stayed married as they have gone through a divorce or two. But what I never really was fully aware of, how many of my pals, and these guys are into their 50s now, how many of them have never even tried it? Marriage. Never even friggin' tried it.
I think I've only got a couple.
Oh, my damn. I once I took a look, the 3, 6, 9, 12, something, near 15. And a couple of gals included in that mix.
Maybe they should find each other.
You want to hook them up?
Yeah.
It must say something about how appealing my pals are or are not.
Yeah.
A good number of them have never even tried marriage. Smart sumbitches, I'll tell you that.
Are they against it or it just hasn't happened?
Let me look through the list. I would say, looking at the list of my friends who have never even tried marriage, only one stands out to me as a character that is against it. And that's one of the females. Only 2 females came to mind. One of them, I couldn't tell you any direct stances, she has or direct problems she has with the institution of marriage. But, yeah, I think it's safe to say she just doesn't, it's not appealing to her at all.
Yeah, I'm looking through and I've got, looks like 2 friends who have never been married. One's in his 40s. And the other is in his mid-30s. But, people are getting married a little later.
Well, one of them's the guy I told you about yesterday. He was 54 and still lives with his mom. But I'm gonna save this because this is quite interesting.
I guess I have uncles who've never been married. And you've met my family.
Well, yeah, I understand why no one wants to marry your uncles.
Yeah, I'll just say this. Them being single has nothing to do with them being against being in a relationship.
No, absolutely not. All right, what else did we cover? How do you say it? Cosmetic surgery. We talked about gals going out and getting store-bought cans. How do you say it again? Mommy makeovers. You get the liposuction, your lips get enhanced, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, a lot of those types of procedures helps a person gain confidence, right?
As it should, yeah.
It's only natural.
That's the whole point, right?
A listener texted in and said, if any of you ladies need a confidence boost, just stop by and have a couple of drinks at my neighborhood bar. It's a lot cheaper, they say, than going in and getting the mommy makeover. We did not touch on this angle when it comes to cosmetic surgery. One listener texted in, Josh, to say, don't forget about vajayjay surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that rhinoplasty? Is that what it's called?
That's a nose job.
No. Shoot,
Vag
what is it called?
something?
Oh.
Vagisil.
Nope, that's your nickname.
Vadnais Heights. I don't know what it's called.
Vaginoplasty, maybe? There's a vag in there.
I think you got it.
Or labiaplasty? I don't know.
Yeah, vaginoplasty.
Oh, no, we did not mention that. But I've heard about it.
I did kind of forget. Well, we've mentioned this anytime the topic comes up. We both watched that same television show. I can't remember what it was, but there was a couple where the guy wanted to remove some scrotal skin and the woman wanted to remove, what's going on down there.
Oh, wasn't it a lot?
Well, both of us, we watched it separately, and I thought, well, I feel for them. How bad could it be? And then they showed what was removed, and oh my goodness. I never, ever would have guessed what they had removed.
Makes sense.
I mean, you could use them as tablecloths. I have no idea how.
That would suck.
I backed away from my television. I rose up out of my chair and I backpedaled away from my television out of fear when I saw what was removed from between this gal's legs.
Never going to look at the living room curtains the same way again?
I did not think it was possible to have that much extra cargo hanging off of anybody. I don't remember what they pulled off the dude.
It was a lot.
Okay, I must have stepped away. I went into the corner to puke my guts out. But I remember what they pulled off of this gal. And it parted my hair for me. And one thing I remember about this couple is they were 24, 25.
Yeah, very young.
And both of them were fantastic looking.
I wonder how they found each other. I mean, because it wasn't like somebody sort of needed it. I felt I should write them and apologize for my initial reaction where I thought, well, they shouldn't be doing that.
Maybe like a support group?
Maybe they were just at the hot guy and gal singles bar. It's somewhat astronomical that these two people would meet, have similar issues down there. What are the odds? And I wanted to make sure I mentioned that they were both incredibly attractive people. I'm guessing when we brought up the idea of this woman having all this extra gear down there, and a guy having this sagging. People probably thought, oh, these are wildly obese, disgusting people. No, the both of them looked like they could be on magazine covers.
It was odd. Oh, by the way, somebody texted in and said the procedure for a woman is called a designer vagina. Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
All right. Oh, God.
Oh, no, the new guy has texted in, and with this conversation, can you imagine what he's doing?
I can.
Yeah, he's puking in the corner.
I can. Yeah, that was a hell of a program. I don't know where the hell you can find it nowadays because that must have been 25 years ago.
I don't even remember what it was called.
I would not have believed it had I not watched it for myself.
No, me neither.
You could have fed a family with what was cut loose from those two people.
A lot of people, speaking of feeding, a lot of people are saying they're changing their lunch plans today. If you can guess,
Sure.
what restaurant they are going to avoid.
Ridiculous.
So many of those.
Yeah.
Let's get her started by damn Cubby, the stupid news. Now, didn't we have a story fall into our laps a few months ago that mentioned porno magazines, porno movies being frowned upon at military bases? Maybe some soldiers can help us out because I can't remember much. If I have, let's say I have a subscription to, say, Hustler magazine, all-time great whack mag, Hustler, is it okay if I sent a couple of copies of that magazine to my bro or my gal friend who was stationed in, I don't know, South Carolina or any other United States military base? Is that against the rules?
It seems like it should be okay.
Do you remember that story we had where
It was sex toys.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, they were
All right,
sending
I remember
sex
that.
toys, and the people weren't cool with that. The military said, no, please don't do that.
Right, okay, then forget everything that I said. Just simply answer this question. Those who are dialed into our military, if you are a service member. Is it okay if I send my bro or my gal friend a dirty magazine to boot camp, a military base here in the States? Okay, here's one answer already. Go ahead. The drill sergeants love it. So that sounds like you get your ass kicked if you're sent a dirty magazine. My next question would be, are the rules different for some bitches who are currently deployed to some godforsaken faraway place? So hopefully we can get answers to both of those questions.
My buddy was deployed not too long ago, and getting pictures and stuff was okay.
From like a significant other? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a couple of answers. I'm a drill sergeant in the Army. You can definitely send it to soldiers, but you cannot send it to trainees. Here's another that says if they're here in the States, it's totally cool, but if a soldier is deployed to the Middle East, they don't like all that porno and whatnot in that neighborhood. So, okay, that all sounds right to me. Appreciate you texting in. And I needed those answers, those questions answered, because what I have set aside for us here is all about an OnlyFans gal who has made a name for herself sending filthy material to deployed soldiers. She gets all of her clothes off, she touches herself and whatnot, takes some pictures of that activity, and sends those pictures off to the active duty fellers and ladies if they're interested. This gal goes by the very made-up name of Madeline May. Says here she's very popular. As a matter of fact, the story hints at the idea that Madeline May might even get involved in full-on porno movies, too. Madeline says if I can give them, meaning deployed soldiers, if I can give them something to take their mind off things, then why not? She upped and made a video on Instagram. This is how this whole thing started. And she asked deployed soldiers if they'd like something or another to stroke to. And they said, Hulk Hogan, anyone? Yes. So she went ahead and started taking dirty pictures. She's looking to ease the tensions in the Middle East. She is.
That's nice of her.
Madeline digs the whole military vibe. She says, my dad was a Marine. And most of... What?
Daddy issues.
She does? Just because he was a Marine?
She's like, I just want to make sure I can get naked for all these troops because my dad was like, that's just, that rubs me in a weird way.
Well, she wasn't done talking yet, to be totally fair.
That's all I needed for it to be a little weird.
So she has daddy issues.
Yeah.
My dad, when he was 12, he moved out to go to the seminary. And I never once thought about sending some nudes to some of his colleagues there that were going to be a priest. I feel like I missed an opportunity. I'm an idiot.
Idiot! She wasn't done talking. Madeline said, my dad was a Marine. This is the part that cracked me up. And so are most of my exes. I like that part. And friends and whatnot are all military, she said. People everywhere are thanking her for her service, But not everyone is thrilled with the idea that Madeline sends our soldiers Jill-off pictures. Some people upped and called her gross.
Are those the wives of the guys?
Wives?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to keep busting your balls about that.
I don't care.
She's all right with it.
She's doing her part, Cubby.
Yeah, I think if you're putting your life on the line, you're missing your family for months at a time or however long you're deployed at, you should be able to get some porno if that's going to help you get through the day.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a pretty easy answer to me.
Skinny Carpenter Jesus just texted in to say, Madeline, thank you for your cervix. I'm just scrolling through the text machine to see if any other active or retired military had any other information on the rules of receiving porno as a gift from friends and family. The original statement was made where if it's here in the States, it's okay, but if you get a sumbitch stationed in Iran, don't send any porno because that gets the locals all uppity. So I'll go along with that. But thanks, everyone, for texting in. What's this say? Offended Millennial Jesus said, when my brother was in the Marine Corps boot camp, I sent him food porn. Oh, okay, interesting. A bunch of coupon pages for Burger King, Subway, and Dairy Queen.
That's awesome.
He was pissed off, says Offended. That is a dirty trick.
Don't some of those bases have like Taco Bells or something like that?
Oh, I had
part
no
of it. I've heard that, and I don't know if
Really?
it's being messed with or what.
So it's no longer like we see in the movies with the disgusting mess hall food and
Well, I thought there were some of the
really
like the bigger bases.
a
Let us
friggin'
know if that's
Taco
the case.
Bell.
Well, I just threw that out there,
Oh,
like a Pizza Hut or something.
sorry. I'm very interested in this, and I'm doing my best to scroll through the text messages. It says here, Peterbilt 579 Jesus knows a thing or two. Certain websites, the Department of Defense will block certain websites from, so soldiers don't have access to it. Don't want them whacking off, I guess, I don't know, in the field or at boot camp.
Rickshaw Jesus said they had a Subway in Iraq, Burger King in Kuwait, Baskin Robbins in Iraq.
At the boot,
A Baskin Robbins.
At the military, how do you say at the base?
Yeah.
Holy.
I had heard that before.
That surprised me too, actually. Baskin Robbins. I didn't see those around here anymore.
Yeah,
I would think in the
wow.
Middle East, you got to eat that fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Trash Trucker Jesus said that when they go overseas, they abide by the host country rules. However, there are
Right.
ways around everything, so,
Oh, some bootleg porno mags being snuck behind enemy lines. That is interesting. The peckerheads that I know that served, some bros of mine, one of their biggest complaints was at boot camp how you've got 5 minutes to eat. They don't care if you got to take they don't care if your stomach hurts. They don't care if you're running late because you had a telephone call. You got 5 minutes or whatever it is, 10 minutes. That was one of their biggest complaints was you just have to fire down your meal. And it wasn't terribly good.
I am so surprised right now. I had no idea that they had places like this. Like somebody texted in and said at an air base in Iraq, they had Subway, Burger King, a Cinnabon.
Oh, sweet.
Just Stay Calm, Jesus said when he was in Afghanistan, there was a Dairy Queen, a Popeyes, a Starbucks, a Burger King. He said even a Ford and Chevy dealership, you could buy cars tax-free. Is that? Are you messing with us in the last part?
Times have changed, I guess. I mean, I can only...
the ones that have been there forever, I understand. Did you already say Starbucks, Ashley? Or maybe I didn't.
No, I haven't. That's insane. Panda Express?
I know a few...
My gosh.
I have a few friends who served, but most of the stories I hear are from older characters. The stories I heard from my dad, Vietnam veterans. And, wow, times have changed dramatically from the stories I heard from those older characters. My dad was infamous in boot camp for passing out in the chow line. He was 17 when he went in, and he said, he grew up on a farm. All he did was eat. And suddenly, he's at boot camp, and they're running your ass ragged, and you got 5 minutes to whip down this garbage, right? So he said it just wasn't enough for him as a 17-year-old kid. So he'd be trembling in the friggin' chow line with his tray, and then, weep, the lights would go out, and he would end up on his back, passed out from, I don't know if the term is malnutrition, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
He would get the shakes and go down.
Blood sugar is just absolutely awful, yeah.
All right.
God, that sounds miserable.
It's all very interesting, though. Appreciate the text. Let's move on. This effing guy again. I'm pretty sure I remember this effing tool bag. Maybe the rest of you will, too. His ridiculous last name might sound familiar, that's for sure. An absolute jabroni living down there in Kentucky. Dude's name is James Farthing. F-A-R-T, dramatic pause, H-I-N-G. James Farthing.
Just one letter ruins that last name.
It did. Man, this peckerhead is poorly wired. The prick won $167 million by way of the Kentucky Powerball. And by the way, my grandpa lets me hold the remote after we watch the Powerball. Does this sound familiar to anyone yet, this Farthing character?
Yes.
He won $167 million.
That's incredible.
Through that Kentucky Powerball, but he's so effing stupid. He can't stop stealing from people. He got himself arrested for burglary the other day, making this the third time he's been arrested since he hit the stinking jackpot. Dude.
He's a klepto.
You've mentioned before that if you won the lottery, you'd be trouble, but it was not doing things to other people, just you damage your body so much with alcohol, staying up too late.
It's funny you say that, because this dude, I'll get there in just a minute, Josh. I'm glad you brought that up. If you can find a way to F up winning $167 million, you're the dumbest sumbitch on earth. But I have to be clear about something. There are understandable and more traditional ways to F up after winning lots and lots of money. Like Josh was just saying, drinking yourself dead, crashing your $77 million yacht into a rock pile and dying in an explosion.
Spending it immediately on dumb things.
Hookers, cocaine, gambling.
Not paying taxes.
Those are understandable and traditional ways of effing up after winning lots and lots of monies. But this guy, James F. Me running Farthing, $167 million, and it's all going to go to waste because he's a scumbag numbskull who can't stop stealing from people. This is the biggest fool to ever live.
He should just hire a babysitter, somebody to keep him out of trouble. He's got so much to lose over just some really stupid decisions.
Right, what's he stealing that he couldn't buy?
Again,
I mean, I've never heard of somebody like having such a serious problem with kleptomania. Like, does he need to be like, what?
No.
Like,
he's just
somewhere safe?
Institutional?
Yeah.
He's just a scumbag. He's just a scumbag.
I mean, even if somebody just set up he could buy his own fake store and then steal from it. Just kind of have a simulation of it.
Again, if you die in a cocaine-fueled private plane crash while being suffocated by prostitutes, totally understandable way to F up winning $167 million. This guy's breaking into people's houses. What the F is wrong with you?
Yeah, I can't figure this one out either.
Absolutely. If you remember this puke, this is when I think we originally talked about him. Shortly after he won the money, a few years ago, whenever it was, he got himself arrested for kicking a cop in the face and trying to fight every swinging D at a roadhouse. He just can't help himself. He doesn't know how to be anything other than brutally dumb. So,
By the way, did you see his girlfriend's name?
No.
Back then, the girlfriend at the time. So talk about he's got a funny last name. Jacqueline Fightmaster.
What?
Whoa.
That's dope.
I've never heard that last name.
Sounds like something out of a video game.
It does, exactly.
Fight Master.
Fightmaster.
You should stay with her and then take her last name.
I wonder if there's, that's a cooler last name. I wonder if there's a different way to pronounce that, but it's spelled Fightmaster.
I went to school with a kid named Paper Master. So anyway, this dude, of course, he's been arrested 2 or 3 times. He's violated his parole. The drugs, too. He likes to sell drugs, and he smokes drugs, and he was involved in a hit and run. I mean, just forget it. Effing forget it.
Yeah, he's just got to hire a babysitter. That's probably what I'd do is just hire a finance person to tell me don't spend it all at once. Don't do anything stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Back to this. Can you send porno magazines, porno movies to folks stationed, soldiers stationed here in America? Can you send porno magazines to soldiers stationed in faraway places? We found out, the answer is yes and no. Interesting story here from a listener from all the way out there in California, for the love of cripes. Dude says, my wife sent me a spicy photo of herself while I was in basic training. The sergeants found it and made me cut it up in front of them and throw it away.
Really? Oh, that's awful strict.
That's depressing.
And then they made him burn it.
Jeez.
That's my wife, for Christ's sake.
Jeez, yeah, there's an extra
They hated
level
how
of that.
she looked.
My God.
All right, ain't this a damn shame? There are only 15 sad-ass people living in a little town in Texas called Big Tussle, Texas. Just 15 of them. One end of the town to the other.
That's a cute name.
Small town, huh?
Big Hustle?
Big Tussle.
Tussle.
That's a small town.
Your phone.
Yeah. What the heck? It's 6:51 in the morning.
Do you really
What
want
do
to
they
know?
want?
Do you really want to know the answer?
Tax collector.
It's the Wyzetta Post 118 Sons of the American Legion trying to sort out some problems over at the club right now. For whatever reason, we all want to sort out these problems at, what time is it? 6:51 in the morning. Kiss my ass. You're my brothers and everything. We're on the board, SAL 118 all the way, but there's no reason to be texting at 6:51. All right. Only 15 people living in Big Tussle, Texas, and those 15 citizens aren't happy. Not because life has placed them in such a godforsaken, desolate little town. They're pissed off because buttlords keep on stealing the Big Tussle City Limits sign. At least 70 times already over the years, dickheads have pulled on over in their motor vehicles. They tear that Big Tussle sign out the ground, and then they race the hell out of there. It says here the sign that keeps getting snatched was a wooden sign that said, "Welcome to Big Tussle, Texas," and then the very predictable, "Y'all come back now, you hear?" I gotta say, I gotta cut myself off. Personally, I don't get the attraction. Just because it says Big Tussle, that's not interesting or funny enough for me to tear that out of the ground and toss it into my pickup truck bed.
I
I
didn't
don't
want to
get it.
interrupt, but it's Bug Tussle.
Bug Tussle?
Bug Tussle.
Well, still, same answer. I mean, if you live in a town called Big Nuts or Bitch Ass or something like that, maybe I steal your sign, maybe. But Bug Tussle?
Yeah, I don't get it.
does-
Maybe it means something that I'm not realizing.
It does nothing for me.
There were some theories.
What about Shbag? If you live in a town called Shbag, I'm probably going to take your sign.
You know, like Climax, Minnesota probably has had signs stolen
yeah,
left
definitely.
and right.
Sure, but Bug Tussle, would you drive by that and think, oh, I got to have that?
No, not at all.
No. So anyways,
I would think, oh, that's cute. And that's about it.
In an attempt to fight back against the sign stealers, the 15 residents of Bug Tussle have built a new sign. And they say there's no way the roadside derelicts can steal this one. They say the new sign is a pig. A big, heavy wooden bastard, 4 foot high, 5 foot wide. It's unstealable.
I know we've talked before about signs like 420th Avenue or something like that would be stolen a lot. They put them way higher than a normal street sign to make it more difficult for people to get. I mean, folks are still going to take that if that's what they want.
Yeah, exactly. This is just going to make people want to take it more because they're going to be like, oh, you're telling me I can't? I'm going to.
A few of the 15 folks living in Bug Tussle have more or less said, yeah, we know this place is garbage and nobody cares about stupid Bug Tussle, Texas, but just stop effing with us. Leave us alone, for Christ's sake, they said.
That's got to be frustrating, especially a small town. You know, everybody's paying for sign after sign after sign.
15
Some places
people.
have just changed their names. Like, we can't handle this anymore.
Yeah. I don't get the draw to Bug Tussle.
Yeah, there's better ones out there if you're going to steal a sign.
Go to England, isn't that where, Jesus, it's just everywhere your town's called Vagina, Boner. I mean, it's
There's some very dirty ones.
Unbelievable over there.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
We're at the Easter basket.
Right in the Easter basket.
Oh, was that's hilarious. Was that baseball highlight?
Yeah.
Easter Sunday, a catcher got hit in the balls, and the announcer said, I can't say it, Josh. It's too stupid.
Oh, I thought
That's awesome.
I thought it was quick.
Oh.
Right in the Easter basket.
I thought it was very clickbaity.
What do you mean?
Well, they said this hilarious announcer.
Oh, they always say that.
I know, but again, it's just...
You guys are comedy snobs.
I thought it was cute.
I thought it was very quick.
Did they describe it as epic in the clickbait and the headline?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm sure they did.
He was hoping he could use that.
It's a weak line.
Yeah, he had that one lined up ready to
It's
go.
a weak line that he prepped hours before the ball game.
Well, normally I'd agree, but he predicted somebody was going to get hit in the nuts.
Right in the Easter basket.
Oh, I guess he had the nuts. I don't know. Maybe he thought.
So
ahead of
funny,
time,
I
like,
forgot
come
to
on,
laugh.
Let it happen.
You know what? You can talk to the hand because the head ain't listening. Or is it face?
Talk to the booty because the hand's off duty.
That was a stupid thing to say. All right.
It's like I got kicked in the Easter basket over here. I thought it was funny.
What am I doing? Oh yeah. Won't go down as the prettiest title game in the annals of college basketball, but that doesn't matter. Michigan. What a drag.
Yeah.
Twins won the first game of their Tiger series. That's all right. All right, go ahead with this. Yeah, they won the first game of that Tiger series last night. Tonight, Pigs at home against a completely unnecessary State of Hockey. Timberwolves. On the road playing Indiana. Randy Shaver will be here. Before you effing even know it, he'll be here at 7:30. Until then, we'll be entertained up and down by Cubby's News Report. That'll be next.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a smart club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The countdown is on for the 2026 NFL Draft presented by Bud Light. Catch all 7 rounds, 3 days, live from Pittsburgh, April 23rd through 25th. Watch every pick live on NFL Network, ESPN, and ABC. NFL Network is also streaming with NFL Plus. It all starts Thursday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Visit NFL.com/draft for more information. Subscription required for NFL Plus. Visit plus.nfl.com for terms.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Everybody coming in for the same reason, to get some exercise in, and I don't know what it was, but it didn't have to get to that. Still hasn't sunk in yet, but hopefully the person that was hurt is okay.
A Pennsylvania man banned from a Planet Fitness over unpaid membership dues returned to pay them back. Not monetarily, though, rather with some sharp feedback, payback with a blade, which he plunged into an employee multiple times.
Oh, no.
On Wednesday, 28-year-old Davier Massey was barred from the gym after failing to pay his bill. The next day, he returned twice, causing a disturbance each time.
He stabbed somebody?
Yeah, just the person who said, sorry, we can't have you in here anymore. You got to pay your bills there. During the second visit, things got stabby, and the employee received some unexpected pokes.
It's a calm area. Like I say, everybody knows everybody in there. It's a real shocking event to happen today.
Huh?
Some words and whatnot.
Yeah.
Calm area, shocking what happened there. That's the gist.
So fast.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
Stabbed him in the Easter basket. After his very aggressive point was made, Massey was apprehended a short distance away within the same shopping center. In a statement, Planet Fitness said, "We are saddened by the incident that took place. Our thoughts are with the team member as they recover."
Didn't end up dead from that, huh?
No, thankfully, that employee who got that brutal lesson in cutlery is recovering.
My mic needs to be on for me to
You gotta do
be
that.
heard.
Well, not necessarily.
You could yell loud.
No, seriously, let's try it.
Yeah.
Back when I worked out at Planet Fitness,
Yeah. She said back when I worked at a Planet Fitness.
there was some times that I thought I'd
There
get
was some
stabbed.
times that I thought I'd be stabbed, Ashley said.
Hey, you worked overnights, though, right?
That worked
Yeah, I
just as
worked-
well as having a live mic.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I worked overnights though, so it was, anybody that goes to the gym and no offense to the maybe like 2 normal people that exist that go to the gym between like midnight and 3 a.m., but that's
I still can't
suspicious.
believe that you worked at a gym that was open 24 hours.
what was I doing?
Most of them are.
One time
They are?
Yeah.
I can't believe
Oh, not
that.
really. Even like 24-hour fitness isn't 24. Things have changed.
It
things have
changed a
changed?
lot. Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
was pre-COVID, Dana, so I think that's why.
Yeah,
Actually, I can't think of one that actually is.
Because
Anytime
actually-
Fitness has hours.
I would be terrified of the overnight shift.
I was.
What are you doing in here at 3:30 in the morning bench pressing 400 pounds? What is wrong with you?
You're going to be even like more angry with me, but so I would have to stay in the front, obviously, and there would be times where nobody would come in, and so one of those times I accidentally fell asleep.
Oh,
and
blame you.
then somebody, so I ended up waking up because somebody woke me up, and they were like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that there was a guy that was just in here." And he was taking pictures of you sleeping. And I've never seen the pictures. I
could have
never
been my
heard
wife
about
likes
it.
to do that.
I was like, what? Why?
And here's the thing. I wouldn't just be terrified of the people who are coming in there to work out at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. I wouldn't just be terrified of those people, but just you're in a lit up building with an unlocked door at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Any maniac could walk in, have an orgasm, whatever they have in mind. Hell yeah. I even got squirrely when I was a kid working at the convenience store.
Yeah, it's scary being out and about, or just like you feel like a target at that time of night.
The late shift. I didn't like the late shift. 11:30 p.m. That's when you need a root beer on a Monday night. You know what I mean? That What are you doing in here? You can't wait till tomorrow to get your root beer? They walk around the store for 20 minutes.
Yes.
They approach the counter with just a root beer. That's shady to me.
Yeah, I also
thought I
worked
was-
at a gas station for a little bit and would do late nights sometimes, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
The dude who there was this one dude who walked in with this long leather trench coat at like 11:30
no.
on a Monday night. He walked around for 20 minutes, walks up to the counter with a pack of gum. I know he was contemplating murdering me.
100%.
A pack of gum? It took you that long for juicy fruit? So you know where we're going with this.
I think a lot of jobs
I think a lot of jobs, Josh said,
that are overnight and you deal with the public, you're risking your life.
You are risking your life. That's Josh Pitney.
Yeah. Some people are saying some Anytime Fitnesses by them are open anytime. Ours is not, which I thought was kind of hilarious.
Well, I have a lot of friends in the service industry, and then they get done at midnight, 1, 2 a.m. They go and work out because they can't fall asleep right away. They're too wired. So it's a perfect time for them to get a workout. Then they can sleep till noon if they want to.
Yeah, when I was a server, I got asked out on a date after work and did like the closing shift, and it ended up being to a gym. That was miserable, but yeah, I guess that was his thing, to go to the gym after work at like 1 a.m.
You went to the gym for a date?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't know. He was hot. I didn't really care what we did.
That's always the reasoning for a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's the reason I started eating sushi. The girl that asked me to go was hot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being asked to go to the gym for a date. That sounds absolutely ridiculous.
It's terrible.
Ridiculous.
Oh, this is not good. All schools in the Wilmer Public School District closed today following a reported safety threat. These seem to happen about every 2 weeks around here. District officials say they're working with local law enforcement and need additional time to fully investigate the threat's credibility. In a letter sent to families, the superintendent wrote, "The safety and well-being of our students and staff are our highest priority. We apologize for the inconvenience this sudden closure causes." School officials also confirmed there is no virtual learning today, no after-school activities, and no access to school buildings for the day as well.
You said Wilmer?
Wilmer,
Oh,
yes.
damn.
Police say a truck ran a red light, triggering a chain reaction which caused multiple vehicles to crash before the truck slammed into a popular Minneapolis restaurant and bar again. Since Stanley's Northeast Bar Room opened in 2010, its ownership group says incidents like this have happened more than 20 times. And while they've seen their share of unexpected drive-through moments, yesterday's crash may have been the most severe.
We've had plenty of people drive into the side of our building, unfortunately. This one, as long as I've been here, is probably the farthest the car got into our building.
That dude
Where are
sounded...
they located?
Yeah, they're on a tough corner.
Yep, I'll get to that in a second here.
He sounded like the guy who lists the side effects to Strireachlinstrol, just for the record.
Photos shared by the restaurant after the crash showed significant damage, including part of a wall broken inward into a row of bar stools. Even so, Stanley's was scheduled to reopen later the same afternoon. The restaurant showed it still had a sense of humor about it. "Well, that's one way to get a table," they posted. "Car versus building, car wins." The restaurant sits at University Avenue Northeast and Lowry Avenue, an intersection long considered one of the city's most dangerous.
We've had some issues with this intersection for a long time now.
After something like this happens, it can be eye-opening, and we'll think about what we can do to prevent something like that.
As far as preventing future crashes, MnDOT said a major project is planned there next year. Minneapolis police said the only person injured was the driver of the truck, and the injuries were not life-threatening.
Sounds like a friggin' nightmare to me.
Yeah.
Looks like they have like an outside patio too.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get a table by the window.
The place looks really nice. I feel bad for them.
You want a good plate of wings, you go to Stanley's.
I'll tell you what, our good buddy Ryan Pasiga was sitting at an outside patio, and somebody crashed into him.
What?
And can you imagine thank goodness he was okay, but can you imagine the bad luck of crashing into a lawyer?
Yeah. I'd be so confused.
Especially
too.
like one of the best lawyers around.
He got run smooth over, didn't he?
He did. It was bad for a while. It seems to be fully recovered, but man, yeah, scary moment. A stalking case involving Ghost frontman Tobias Forge is now under investigation.
Oh, yeah?
A woman in her 40s has been charged with harassment after sending Forge is it Forge? I think so. a stream of lengthy texts, letters, and even a package containing a cell phone between July and October last year.
You turn the cell phone on, right? You're curious enough. You got to.
What happened?
Did you figure out what's on that thing?
Yeah.
Maybe I have like a cop do it, but let me look over their shoulder.
She sent him a cell phone?
Yeah, some sort of cell phone.
God, it's got to be full of nudes.
What was he supposed to do with that?
Good question.
Yeah.
Maybe just be available to her.
Oh.
He's not a stranger to stalking, but this situation struck a different chord. He said in a preliminary investigation report, over the years I've had about a dozen stalkers. However, no one has done anything as invasive as she's been doing. During that same stretch of time, the nameless ghoul also sent multiple payment requests of 5,000 kroner, or about $530. She claims she met him 18 years ago. In her version of events, they've been in daily contact through messaging apps and have been engaged since September. She's been his longtime ghoul friend, she said. He disputes this, however, insisting he's never met her. The ghost front man isn't looking to bring the square hammer down on her, just to put the situation to an end. He said, I don't want to make her life worse. I just want her to leave me alone and not hurt anyone else. Isn't the only case of this kind to be tied to this woman, as she now faces similar accusations from other individuals.
I wouldn't be as nice. If you were doing that for like that long, I would no longer be nice about the situation.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you're dealing with somebody who's totally out of their mind.
Yeah, she could use a place to stay with some professionals helping her out for a while, it sounds like. Especially she's done this multiple times.
You know, I think it would be in your best interest to not say, look, bitch, F you, you're a loser, you suck.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You got to be nice. And
I'd rather be on her good side. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wasn't thinking like that.
The guy from Ghost, huh?
That's the guy.
He looks a lot cooler when he's painted.
Then, in person?
Yeah, he should stay painted.
That's why he's painted, I think, actually.
Yeah.
That's why he came up with the whole painted thing. It's like Marilyn Manson.
We had him in studio a number of years ago, and tell me if, Josh, this was something that you'll always remember. I know I always will. When we were off air, we were trying to just get to know the guy a little bit, and we found out that, at least on that day, he is not a fan of any other heavy metal band that ever existed.
Oh, that's for sure. At least that's the way he came across.
Maybe he was just having a bad day. But we were like, when you were growing up, I think we must have asked him on air who his influences are, and I don't remember where it went. I remember it wasn't the most pleasurable interview in the history of radio, not by a long shot. So I think Josh said something like, have you heard the new Iron Maiden record? And he says, no. Do you like Maiden? No. Metallica? No. Megadeth? No. Black Sabbath? No. Ozzy solo stuff? No. AC/DC? No. Judas Priest? No. It was fascinating.
I think that's the longest interview we've ever had. He stayed most of the morning, if I remember right. And that's the one where the lady came in and was upset. You described him as not the band director.
My God, it was that?
I was hoping we wouldn't bring up his handler because that person was out of control. But we just found out that the three of us, you and I, had very little in common with that individual.
We definitely made an effort. I mean, off air, we were trying to get him to talk a bunch. And, he's talkative enough, but, yeah, he didn't seem too excited. Great news, if you love to eat small beetles, 60,000 delicious ladybugs will be roaming the Mall of America today. You don't like ladybugs?
I hate ladybugs.
Each year, the mall holds the event during Earth Month at Nickelodeon Universe, using the insects as a natural pesticide to help keep its 30,000 live plants healthy.
Dude, that sounds terrible.
All of them being released?
I have a serious problem with it. I probably hate them more than I hate bees.
Ladybugs and no Hooters, no thanks. I'm staying away from the mall today.
Throughout the year, the mall maintains thousands of live plants as a way to, quote, naturally clean the air for visitors. And the ladybugs play a role. The ladybug deployment is happening today. If you'd like to see it in person, time your hunger accordingly. The release happens in phases, beginning at 6 a.m. near the carousel inside Nickelodeon Universe. Then, when you're ready for lunch, another batch released at 11:30. They don't stay put for long. They quickly spread out across the mall's more than 5.5 million square feet of retail space. Now, you're probably wondering, Do ladybugs have hot sex? And the answer is yes, 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 and often.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And often. I'll have what she's having, by the way. Mating is frequent and goes for a while, often lasting over 2 hours per session. And males are the sluts, often beetle banging with multiple partners.
This happens every time I say I hate ladybugs. Someone texts in and they're like, I think you're talking about Asian beetles. No, I'm talking about the cute little ladybugs. I hate them because they don't care about where they're going. They'll just fly like right into you, and I don't like that. And then they're hard to get off. Like
they're hard to get off, she said.
Yeah, we just got done talking about how they like intercourse.
She doesn't like ladybugs, Cubby.
I assumed you meant Asian beetles, too.
No, yeah, legit ladybugs.
I thought you were talking about the Rodney Dangerfield movie, Ladybugs.
Nobody doesn't like that, so that'd be silly to go that way. For fans of kings, queens, pawns, butt plugs, and rooks, Untold Chessmates is streaming today on Netflix.
Oh, is this the controversial tale of the guy with the this and that?
That's right.
Yeah.
The latest installment of the hit Untold docuseries dives deep into how a high-stakes clash between chess grandmasters spiraled into one of the strangest scandals in sports, centered on allegations involving cutting-edge rear-end communication.
I had played him a couple of times online, and it was at times quite entertaining because his mood swings would be pretty wild.
I was just this kid who didn't view himself as this potential champion, and suddenly here I am playing the world champion. I'm playing a player I've looked up to for so long.
He was pretty decent, but I still won the game quite easily.
Russell Crowe, 62 today. Buster Douglas, 66. Jackie Chan, 72. Fauché Maintenance Ninja let us know a new bro was added to the Brotherhood yesterday, so welcome to Grant.
Really?
Yeah.
A young kid? A baby?
A little baby.
Named effing Grant.
Grant.
Pop, to tip, poop, sop, dip, chicky, burp, Grant. You're kidding me. I didn't think that anyone would use that name when there's so many bizarre made-up names available these days.
A lot of like those like regular names, I guess, if you want to call them, are coming back.
The classics?
Yep.
They're returning.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, people are sick of like the Lynn at the end of everything, like Brylin, Kaylin.
What about Braden, Hayden, Caden, Layden, Maiden, and Sladen? Is that finally come to an end?
Yeah, it's starting to, but people are still into that. Like, I guess the only ones I can think of is like naming your kid like Rain or River. Well, River's kind of cool.
But now
or, like,
we're going
Stone.
Grant.
There's a Stone?
I actually, one of the coolest people I've ever met was named Stone.
I know a baby named Stone.
It's like that fits. You're really cool
Well,
and
like-
really hot.
Not a nickname. That's their name.
That was his legit name. Yeah.
I know a baby named Stone. He was one of only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who were at my latest wedding.
Huh.
A little baby named Stone.
Stone.
One of my wife's best friends' babies.
Yeah, is that like a family name or? I've never heard that before.
Don't know.
Interesting.
Middle name, Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Last name, Bitney.
Oh my gosh, we're related.
You guys are probably related.
Yeah, so welcome to the Hood, Grant, and that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Smith, leg to the floor, layup doesn't go, ball knocked around, flung down the floor, Caravan trying to track it down, and he will, and it's over! Hail to the champions! Hail to Michigan! For the first time in 37 years, the Wolverines win the national title!
Here we go. We got Randy Shaver on the, I don't know what the hell you call the thing, his Fisher-Price microphone at home. And we got C. Willi Myles in studio. Hi, C. Willi Myles.
Good morning, peoples.
Morning.
Last night's ball game, I'm going to guess, was not sent directly to ESPN Classic. That was not the prettiest college basketball game I've ever watched in my life, Randy Shaver. Did you see a good...
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, both teams play really, really good defense. And so I think that combination of just aggressiveness on the defensive end and just the fact they couldn't make shots.
Right.
I mean, the shooting percentages were pretty low, but that's what UConn wanted, though. UConn wanted that slow, grind-it kind of a game, and they almost got their wish, but Michigan was able to make a few more shots to kind of separate themselves. And I don't know. I can't remember the last time I saw that many block shots in a college basketball final. So much athleticism on both sides and just aggressive play. It was fun to watch. Even though the score was probably less than what it should have been, I just thought it was a fun game to watch.
I'll give credit to both clubs' defenses. It sucks to say this out loud, but those crooked douchebags at the University of Michigan are going to go into the record books as the 20-26 men's college basketball champions. And here's what dawned on me this morning, and a couple listeners have been texting in. There's a chance those pricks could win the NCAA Frozen Four as well.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
They're in the mix this weekend at the Frozen Four. Who do they play? I got it right here. They play Denver. They're probably going to get thumped by Denver, but maybe not. There's a chance they could win the hockey title, too.
I'm going to guess that's never happened in NCAA history, where the basketball team and the men's hockey team were the same school.
What are you talking about? In 2006, Quinnipiac won both.
Okay.
Quinnipiac? Yeah, Randy Shaber, that's probably a long shot that the hockey and the basketball team won the national championship in the same season. I don't know if anybody has the skill set to look that up.
I'm gonna guess that's never happened.
I believe I have this stat correct, and it's a brutal sign of the times. Michigan's starting five last night were all transfers from some other schools.
That is correct. First time that's ever happened, and it won't be the last.
Wolverines beat the University of Connecticut last night by a handful of points. Their point guard, Cadeau, is that how you say the last name?
Cadeau,
was named the most outstanding player. He scored 19 points. It's Michigan's first national title since 1989. I remember the point guard that led them to the championship back in 89, Ramil Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take any interest in last night's game, see Willi Myles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm all about the Final Four. I mean, I just don't care for the Final 64.
Sure.
Or the first 64.
The first 64
right.
can kiss your ass.
Right. Just give me the foe.
But Michigan's defense was the star of the show. Like you were saying, a lot of block shots.
Yep.
I mentioned it wasn't the prettiest ball game ever. Most of the second half was just watching Michigan make free throw attempts.
Well, they made 20 straight in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was I think that was the difference in the game, was just their ability to make those free throws throughout the game. It felt like the rim for both teams at times just was not forgiving.
Oh, yeah, there were some ugly caroms.
Well, yeah, the ball just was bounce, and wouldn't go in, and it just felt like there was not any give on either side.
There were some ugly caroms off the front of the rim, which led me to believe that those kids were a little bit cooked last night. Anytime you're missing a shot, anytime you're short on your jump shot, that means your legs are about done.
Yeah.
Well, you can see why, though. I mean, it was a very physical game. There were a lot. I mean, both teams screen away and run their offense, and they're not walking. It's not NBA isolation BS.
Right.
It is running plays, and when you do that, you're expending so much energy on the offensive end trying to get open, and then you've got to go down and play defense.
Right.
Both teams put out a lot of energy last night.
Yeah, there you go.
So I looked it up, and Randy was right. No team has ever won both, but there's been 2 years where the same state has won the men's hockey and men's basketball championship.
Give it to us.
2023, UConn, and funny enough, Quinnipiac, who I made that joke. They're both from Connecticut. They won the titles, the basketball and hockey.
There you go.
In 1977, Marquette won the men's basketball title, and the University of Wisconsin won the hockey title.
Oh, okay.
So that's as close as we've gotten, and probably as close as we'll get.
Yep. Great research.
By the time the kids tipped off last night's title game, there was a J-Brone or two that paid somewheres in the neighborhood of $17,000 for a ticket. There's no sporting event worth that.
No.
I'm the biggest Golden Gopher basketball dork in town. I love that cubby. Seeing them play for a national championship would be a dream come true for me. If they ever won, I would fall down and cry like a baby. But even with all that said, I'm not pulling anywhere near $17,000 out of my pocketbook to see it live.
Would you for the Wolves?
No.
No.
$17,000? No.
What if Dio came back to life for one show?
Ronnie James Dio returns from, what do you call where he's at right now? He's not
purgatory?
Dead. It's not purgatory.
I think he'd be in like rock and roll.
He's in limbo. Ronnie James Dio. He will return someday to save the world. So Ronnie James Dio returns from limbo and plays one show. Would I hand over $17,000? Who's on guitar? You better get it right the first time.
I was going to say Vivian Campbell.
No.
Really?
No. Craig Goldie's the answer. Anyway, I'd rather just get my bar stool at the Legion. $17,000 to go to last night's game. F me running. I read that Michigan college kids set dozens of fires in Ann Arbor after they won the title last night.
Oh, that tracks.
They tried to burn the joint right down to the ground. There were 40 different fires happening at one time in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, that's kind of how we do it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You win and you burn stuff.
Only a couple people were arrested? The cops didn't even want any part of this. Couches were set on fire.
Why is it always couches?
Well, that's just to get rid of the couches.
Yeah, that's a good
It's just
point.
a good excuse.
You've seen college couches.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
They're pretty
yes.
gross and flammable. A lot of spilled drinks on them.
And sometimes they just flame up on their own.
And sometimes it's called getting rid of evidence.
That's right. That's right.
They were climbing street signs, climbing trees.
Yeah.
I don't see anything about casualties. They must have put a lid on it at one point or another. They were burning it right on down, Cubby.
Yeah, I don't fully understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. So the University of North Carolina men's basketball program canned their head coach, Hubert Davis. I wasn't aware of that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, he's a former great player for them.
Right. But what's more interesting is who they hired. Former NBA head coach Mike Malone, the dude who coached the Denver Nuggets a couple years ago when they won the whole stinking thing. And maybe you've seen him on television a little bit lately. He covers basketball on television these days. He's never been a college basketball head coach. He did coach a little bit at the collegiate level when he was younger, but spent the majority of his time in the National Basketball Association. So this is, I suppose, if you ask certain people, kind of a reach that he would become a head basketball coach for a college ball club. Apparently the big reason that Mike Malone took this gig is that his daughter goes to North Carolina. She plays on the Tar Heels Volleyball Club. So with this new gig, he can watch all of her games and keep an eye on her and embarrass her at every turn if he feels like it.
I'm not so sure it's a great fit. I think there's a lot of people that are skeptical that it's a good fit. There's no doubt he's a great coach.
Right.
There's no doubt. But and college basketball is trending more to be like the pros. You know, it's heading that direction, right? So that's why you see professional coaches, management people that are in college right now running their NIL programs and things like that. It's all heading that direction. But I think there's some speculation whether Mike Malone, and it's such a high-profile job. It's like, man, if you don't win, and he's not a North Carolina guy. That's the other thing, too. They're very big on the North Carolina guys.
Inbreeding. A lot of inbreeding down there.
So it's going to be an interesting time to watch.
He could have gotten a job. Basketball. I mean, he could have easily gotten an NBA job.
In the NBA, for sure.
This offseason.
And I'm surprised.
He could have pretty much picked whatever gig he wanted this offseason.
Right.
The Tar Heels, though, offered him an opportunity to continue coaching basketball while also being close to his kid. Now, I wonder how she feels about it. Probably not happy.
Probably not.
She's thinking, how the hell am I going to be able to relax and have fun at the topless pajama pimp and hoe party here on campus when I know my dad is in town?
Well, and it's not like your dad's in town. It's like everybody knows who your dad is.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes it even worse.
Right.
Then when she gets topless at the pimp and hoe showdown at the frat house, it's all going to come back to him because now she's a somebody.
Right.
And Randy's right. That's such like a legacy school, a job, the North Carolina men's basketball coach. If I was a hardcore fan, I think I would be a little worried if the new head coach's main motivation was, I get to go to my daughter's volleyball games. Like, how committed is he really if that's if that was a selling factor?
I don't think there's any questioning about his ability to coach basketball. I think the questions are going to come in, how loyal will he be? How long will he be there?
Right.
And how can he recruit? That's going to be the big thing because, and maybe he'll be very good at it because, as I said, college basketball has, look at Michigan. They had 5 transfers and won the national title. It's like free agency. Yeah. So it's going to be a very difficult job, but I think, obviously he's got the pedigree to be able to do it.
See, Willi Myles, did your parents have any idea how you behaved while you were at college?
Oh, man.
There are some things that you can't, here's the deal.
There are some things you never tell your parents?
No.
All right, here's the deal, man. As my attorney told me once, I'm going to plead the fifth.
Oh.
The fifth.
I plead the fifth. Why is it being sung to us in a falsetto voice?
As a skit from Dave Chappelle.
Oh. Randy Shaver, did you share your college stories with?
No.
The only reason my parents know anything I did in college is because of this show and the stories I've told on the air.
You never would share that with them in your personal time?
The only time I ever had to share a story is when that time I chipped my teeth wrestling my roommate in the fountain outside the McNamara Center.
That's a fairly innocent, silly story if you remove alcohol from the equation, which I imagine you did.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You didn't tell them you were hammered drunk.
Oh, no. They assumed.
Oh.
And they kind of knew. I think my mom, it's probably the most upset she's ever been with me. She says, Dana, you're 22 years old. It's time to stop getting drunk and wrestling your friends. Wow. And then hung up the phone.
Boy, she
knew.
Yeah.
She took the under there.
Yeah.
I think you had plenty more time beyond 22 to get drunk and wrestle with your friends, but your mother and I guess, see things differently on that subject. Josh, you weren't the biggest hellraiser of all time, but I imagine you never shared those types of stories with your folks.
No, and it could be minor stuff I wouldn't have shared with my folks.
Right.
How conservative they are.
My folks, I had a different setup. We were pretty loose. They knew everything by the time we were 15 or 16. Not because we told them, but because they saw it. We weren't dumb enough to cover it, right? So I had a little bit of a different relationship with my parents. I do remember once my dad came up to St. Cloud State to help me fix my motor vehicle. And he decided to spend the night. And, again, being from a little bit of a different upbringing, my dad was pretty used to drinking with me and my friends by the time we were 21, 22. He was pretty used to walking into massive house parties. It was a loose setup. But the night he spent with us, we were over at my brother's house on campus, and a massive fist fight broke out in the front yard of the house. And I just remember the look on his face of pure confusion. He could understand the drinking and the hell raising and the skirt chasing. But when we all started beating each other up in the front yard, that's where he looked around, and I think he was asking himself, what am I doing here?
Wow.
Oh, man. But now this poor gal, this daughter of Mike Malone, Jesus, you got your dad on campus throughout your entire college experience. That's got to suck.
Yeah, that would be horrible. I went to school with college with a couple of. Matter of fact, I went to college with the daughter of the president of the university. She was there.
Yeah,
and that sucked. I mean, it's like
you can't do anything.
No, she was a nice girl, but she was on lockdown all the time.
I mean, Dana, both your what do you call it again? Parents were teachers, so
just my dad was a teacher.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, your dad was a high school teacher.
Yeah, at my high school.
I always felt bad for the kids whose parents were teachers.
Yeah, so did I.
Too.
Because they just couldn't F off like the rest of us could.
Oh, I still effed off. I didn't mind.
Some of them got a lot of crap, too, especially if they're, like in one case, there was a kid whose mom was the Spanish teacher, and she was gorgeous, so you can imagine the amount of crap he got.
Yeah. All right. There's a report that is cut loose that the vibes are not good in the Timberwolves locker room.
Sure kind of seems that way.
Well, you only got a week before the playoff. It's time to nut up or shut up, as they say. No time to bitch now. They've lost 4 in a row. No, pardon me. 4 of their last 5, 9 of their last 15. It says here, this is the verbiage they have here, Randy Shaver. The Wolves have, quote, returned to a sunken place.
Yeah.
They're moody. The word is moody. Jesus, these pro athletes are so high maintenance, it's embarrassing.
Losing to do that to you.
Well, injuries will do that too. I mean, I think that they know that both Edwards and McDaniel, even when they come back, if McDaniel comes back, that they're not going to be 100%. They're likely going to now play Denver, who moved into the 3rd spot after their overtime win last night.
They're 9th straight, too.
Yeah, I mean, Denver is the Lakers are going to fall. Lakers are going to probably end up 5, the way it looks right now. And so the Rockets will move into the 4 spot.
Okay. So here's the way I look at it. You've lost a few games. A couple of your star players are injured. Get over it. If they're really kind of moping around the locker room, grow up, for Christ's sake. I don't get it.
Yep.
We get these stories now and again about the Timberwolves. Oh no, the mood is bad.
It can be every team.
Of course, it's every. We're not talking about every team. Of course, that's widespread. Right. I'm not saying this is unique. It's just this is our team, and I'm tired of hearing about it. You guys get paid a lot of money. You lost a few games. You got some injuries. Go out there and play ball, for Christ's sake. Finchy say, it feels like we're a million miles away from the team that we can be.
Wow.
Well, that doesn't help.
That doesn't help.
We've got to get that back, our connectedness, our spirit. Just forget about your bitchy mood. Go out and get the job done. You're a grown person with a job to do.
Yeah.
That irritates me.
Mm-hmm. It should irritate fans. Fans don't want to hear that.
No,
they want to. They want to know that you're going to give your best effort regardless of what your situation is.
If this thing crashes and burns, do you think Finchy's in trouble come this offseason?
Every coach is in trouble.
Yeah, that's the point.
He might be.
That's the crappy part, that every coach is in trouble, and more often than not, it's not their fault.
Right.
And it's funny because we talked about Mike Malone being that possible replacement if they ever decided to do that, just because of his connection with Tim Conley. But now that he's at North Carolina, that kind of takes that off the table.
Well, let's get his daughter to transfer and play volleyball for the University of Minnesota.
That's how it works.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Get that NIL money.
And that's probably even better because he's not coaching on campus. He's downtown.
You're right, yeah.
Right?
So she can party her ass off and he can coach the Timberwolves. It's a win-win for everybody.
Exactly.
Back to that Mike Malone setup. Coaching basketball, college basketball at North Carolina. A few people have texted in saying, Jesus balls, now he's got to cross pass with that Belichick douchebag.
True.
Well, somebody said maybe he's going there to try to keep Belichick away from his daughter, knowing his interest in the young ladies.
My God.
No.
Is Bill still dating his daughter?
I think so.
Yeah, he is.
Granddaughter? Back to effing off as a young person with your parents close by, like that Mike Malone and his daughter's situation. Or, back to the subject of what did your parents know about your behavior back then? Wow, Weld QC Sheezes couldn't get away with Dick Tracy. When she was in elementary school, her mom was the bus driver and the lunch lady.
Got all the shifts covered.
Yeah.
And when you're in elementary school, where do you do all of your effing off?
On the bus and in the cafeteria.
On the bus and in the friggin' lunchroom. That's where you pick up a tray and just smash some nerd over the head with it.
Right.
And then in high school, his dad was one of the custodians and a substitute teacher.
Good Lord.
She couldn't do anything.
I'd have transferred schools.
Yeah.
Like, went to court.
All right, so we mentioned this briefly last week. Kevin Garnett will make his dramatic return to Target Center on Sunday.
The big ticket.
It's Fan Appreciation Night, by the way, against the New Orleans Pelicans. It'll be Kevin Garnett's first time inside the arena since 2018. As much as I love KG and look forward to all of this and his involvement with the team and his jersey retirement, which won't happen until next year, I got to say, the build-up to this is almost diminishing my interest in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He's just going to be there sitting courtside?
I don't know. All I'm saying is that it's been talked about for so long that now I'm starting to not care. But, okay, we'll get past that. He's going to be there Sunday. Wolves owners Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez are pulling out all the stops for this. Here's more details now on this homecoming for Kevin Garnett on Sunday. Multiple former teammates will be in the arena. I don't have any names yet. I have one name. Jordan's going to be there. Montel Jordan.
Doing the halftime?
That's how you do it.
I've seen him do that before. That was fun.
Me too.
This is how we do it.
That's a catchy little number.
If and you don't know, he's a singer that got famous in the 90s, Montel Jordan. He's going to go ahead and sing his big hit, This Is How We Go Ahead and Do It.
His only hit. I'm sorry. He said his big hit. I'm like, his only hit.
Yeah, he's not going to play that. He's going to go deep cuts only for this halftime show.
I think it's a halftime show. Wow. Montel Jordan. Many years ago, the Wolves made a deal for a big center. And I called my brother and I said, it's a done deal. The Wolves landed Shaq. And he said, oh, my God. Shaq. I said, yes, Clarence Shackelford. Which is a true story. Yeah. The Wolves at one point made a trade for Clarence Shackelford.
I think Charles Shackelford.
Charles, Shackelford. So anyway, Montel Jordan's going to sing. Yeah, I was at a Wolves game. We were obviously at the same game, Dana. I don't know how many years ago this was. This was back when the Wolves were pounding us with 80s and 90s halftime shows.
Right.
You got your Vanilla Ice. You got your Montel Jordan. Who else was in there? Biz Markie.
Yes.
Who were the folks that said, come on, ride the train, burp. They ride it, burp, burp. Come on, ride the train, burp. They ride it.
I didn't think they were
DJs?
Quad City DJs.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I mean, that originally was like a song in the 70s, and then they turned it into a rap song. I think you guys know where I'm going with that. But I saw the Montel Jordan show. And I remember the song, This Is How We Do It. So I was just sitting in my chair enjoying the show. I looked to my right. My two best buddies knew every single word and were dancing their asses off.
It was a catchy tune.
Definitely.
And then, of course, the jersey retirement thing was brought up again in this article. That'll apparently happen next season.
Yeah.
Tickets to that jersey retirement ceremony can already be purchased on Timberwolves.com.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's
What
what
do they have the date?
I don't know. Someone look. I that's all I read. You can already buy.
They'll milk that one.
Yeah.
They will milk.
Dude,
that
they
one.
already. That's my point. They already have milked it to the point where
Well,
now.
but I mean for next year for that jersey.
Oh,
they'll milk that for sure.
They'll advertise it every single game.
Yeah, that'll be probably not even early in the season either. I bet you they wait till the season gets going. And yeah.
The Sugar Hill Gang performed at a Timberwolves game, according to one of our listeners. Sugar Hill Gang. What was their big hit again?
Hippity
Hop. Yeah. What was that called?
Motel.
Holiday Inn.
Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight. Yeah.
So there's no date yet for the retirement thing. They're just pimping. If you want to make sure you have a ticket to the game, you can get season tickets. For this year.
There you go.
Because it'll be within the season.
It will be within the season. So if you want to guarantee your spot for KG's retirement, you got to sign for all 41 games.
Right. And that's why they're waiting till next year. Mm-hmm. They're going to just milk the hell out of it.
Again, unfortunately, this has taken so long. Right. That by the time Garnett shows up for his jersey retirement, I think I might buy a ticket and boo him out of the building. I'm just going to turn on KG for no reason.
Right.
This has just been ridiculous.
Just because you're pissed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that his jersey's retired in Boston already before Minnesota is just crazy.
Of course. Now, this is an interesting question from a listener. Why are the Wolves wasting the crowd pop with KG on a meaningless game against New Orleans? Why not save him for a postseason game?
That's a good point.
It's a very good question. Imagine the noise and the excitement if he showed up like for game one of a playoff series.
Yeah, he shows up on the mic, gets crowd hyped up right before tip-off.
I think that he'll probably be at those games.
Oh.
I think this is the beginning of him being around the team. So there's a very good chance that he may show up for those games too.
Oh, sure. I mean, everyone remembers when Jesse Ventura was lowered from the rafters for that playoff game in 95 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
He looked like 10 pounds of monkey in a 5-pound bag when he was coming down that. Hey, he did. He had a little extra weight on him back then.
Hey, Rangers lead the way.
What's that?
Rangers lead the way.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Now he's as thin as a rail.
Yeah, he's almost sickly.
Yeah. The WNBA's best player and total superfox Angel Reese got herself traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream Ski.
Yeah.
She gets a fresh start on a title contender. That's exciting.
Absolutely. She's got a stacked crowd down there too. She's got a good squad.
Yep. And Atlanta or Chicago rather needed to start over.
Yep.
They're just not going to win with her there. And she bitched last year at the end of the season about they've got to. This is her now saying this club has to get more talent. They have to get better players, and she ended up being kind of suspended for half a game. She ended up sitting the whole game. Then she missed the last 3 games. And it was a whole big deal. So it's not surprising that they decided to cut her loose. And they got 2 first-round draft choices in return for her, too. So
rightfully so.
She could have been a Lynx player.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, they passed on her.
Well, that's heartbreaking. All right, Randy Shaver, you've got an event coming up at the end of the month, and we want to make people aware of it. Tell us all about this pickleball event that's happening later on in April.
It's the 3rd annual Drop Shot pickleball event, which Drop Shot is located in Shakopee. And on Friday, April 24th, we're going to have open play that night with some local celebs, including myself. I think, Nick, you're going to participate.
As long as you don't call me a local celeb, I'll be there.
I think Glenn Perkins is signed up. He's a very good pickleball player.
He doesn't answer our phone calls.
Marcus Sherrills, I think, is going to play. So that's Friday night, and people can sign up, and they can actually play with the pros. There'll be some actual real pros that'll be participating too. And then Saturday all day is the round robin tournament. And we've got openings in all the levels. So if people are interested, you can contact Drop Shot in Shakopee or go to our website at randyshavercancerfund.org and sign up for the event. It's a 1-day event on Saturday, April 25th for the round robin tournament. All the money, all the proceeds goes to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund, which supports cancer research and patient aid projects in Minnesota.
Wonderful.
So, hoping you'll sign up, hoping you'll come play. The Brotherhood has always been great in supporting stuff that we do. And so if you're into pickleball, even if you're just learning how to play, there's opportunities to have some fun too. So
a listener already has a question about your pickleball event. Are we going to stick around and have some beers afterwards?
You certainly can.
What do you mean?
You would like.
Why won't you have a cold one with your boss?
I can have a cold. Oh, the boss. Yes. If the boss is drinking one, I'll drink one.
We're going to have a good time. Okay, we'll keep bringing this up so folks can get dialed in.
Yep.
Again, what's the best way to contact you folks?
You can go to our website, randyshavercancerfund.org. You'll find information there to be able to sign up, or you can contact Drop Shot directly if you'd like to. They're located in Shakopee, and I can throw their number out there. It's 952-513-7758.
All right, there you go.
Cool. Hope people will sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I know they will, and we'll get up on it a bunch of times between now and the actual showdown. Poops in the back of a garbage truck, Jesus has texted in to say, watch out for Marky Sherrills.
He's very good.
He has his own pickleball court in his backyard.
Oh,
yes.
man.
Uh-oh.
He is really good. He played in our other, we had an event in Maple Grove, and Marcus played in that, and he was phenomenal. So,
all right, so the Twins won the first game of the Tiger Series. Last night at Target Field, chilly night, nobody at the ballpark, but they got her done anyways.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, they don't let their mood affect their overall performance.
They're not complaining. They
No.
just go play.
Yeah, some of those overhead shots of the attendants weren't very flattering, but that was to be expected.
No, there was nobody there. It was Monday night. It was 24 degrees.
I got to say this again. Their pitching has been. I mean, Joe Ryan only lasted 5 innings last night, 100 pitches. He kind of struggled at times a little bit last night, but he still got the win. But Banda and is it Orzi? And Funderburk and Lawyerson.
Funderburk was terrible, but the rest of them were solid.
Yeah, but they're getting it done, it feels like, night in and night out, which is kind of encouraging. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick on Funderburk. I like the guy.
Yeah, 3 walks last night.
He couldn't find it last night. Understandable. It was 24 degrees. Anyway, Luke Keishal hit a 2-run dong in the 4th inning. You mentioned the relief staff was sharp enough. Matt Wallner, Royce Lewis had a couple of RBI. Victor Caratini singled in a pair of runs in the 8th. That was massive.
Did you get a chance to watch McGonigal last night, Nick?
I saw a couple of at-bats.
Yeah. He's a stud. He and the Pirates called up Connor Griffin. He'll now be he's 19 years old. He's their shortstop. He's 6'5", 215, the Pirate shortstop. So those two kids, McGonigal and Connor Griffin, and the Weatherholt kid at St. Louis, super ball players. It's going to be really fun to watch.
Wow, here's a little warning concerning your pickleball event, Randy Shaver. A listener says, my girlfriend is 21 and in shape, and the first time she played pickleball competitively, she tore her Achilles tendon.
Oh, no.
It can happen. It can happen.
I am telling you, man.
Well, that's part of the fun of playing pickleball or going to a pickleball event is the chance of terrible injury to yourself or somebody else. That's the way I look at it.
I'd love to go and watch, but I have absolutely no interest in playing because I would injure myself brutally.
Well, you've got to warm up a little bit, too. I mean.
Oh, and you can't be, what I always tell my friends who are very athletic, and they always tell me, no, I'm just going to play for fun. You can't. You can't. You're an athlete. You're gonna like. I can go up and get that. Both of my buddies, extremely good shape athletes, but they try to do stuff that you probably shouldn't do on a, you know what I mean, on a pickleball court, and both Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
And they keep asking me, "You're gonna play?" No, because I know me. Somebody gonna hit that drop shot. I'm like, oh, I can get it. And that's going to be the end. I live right where there's a pickleball court right down the street, the park, right where I live.
You're not going to do it.
I'm not saying this. I think pickleball is great. I love it for people who love to play it. But the ambulance is there all day. we live across the street from the fire department, and it's constantly
it's just.
And it just goes straight down Dakota and turn right there.
Constantly rotating old-timers from the court to the hospital.
Because they get too aggressive.
We've had medical professionals, anytime this topic comes up, text in and joke they have a whole wing now at their hospital facility for pickleball injuries.
I mean, that's why I said yes when Randy asked me to play in this charity event. The chance of me or someone else completely destroying themselves.
Right.
If my Achilles gives way at this event, I'm sure I'll be in a great deal of pain.
Right.
But I expect others to point and laugh at me. And I'll be disappointed if they don't.
My neighbor George, he's been playing pickleball for over 20 years, not one single injury. You know why? Because George is 91.
Takes it slow.
You hit it to George, and George hit it back to you. If you hit it anywhere outside of George's arm reach, it ain't happening.
Yeah,
That's just point.
He just lets her go by.
George.
Randy's fly is going to be going up and down like a window shade tonight. Tariq Skubal pitches for the Tigers tonight. Taj Bradley for the Twins.
Randy is jacking off.
Oh, gosh.
It's aggressive.
That's Brad's cousin.
Brad is jacking off.
I'll try and make a long story short. I'll try and make a long story short for you here. By God, I will. Now, you know how ball clubs no longer print off real tickets?
Yeah.
To
Frustrating.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's all downloaded this and that on your cellular telephone, right?
Oh, gosh. I'm always, every single time, I'm like, I
And
just take a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, do I remember 4 passwords that I have to remember to get one single ticket?
Every arena has a different app.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Dodgers are all in on the downloaded imaginary cell phone barcode ticket gimmick now. No more printed tickets. So an 81-year-old Los Angeles Dodgers fan who's been a season ticket holder to their ball games for 50 years. He contacted the Dodgers by telephone and said, look, I don't carry a cellular telephone. That's not my style. I don't even have a computer. Could you folks do it the old school way and print me off my season tickets? I'd really appreciate it. And the Dodgers said, nope. Bye-bye. Bye.
That's too bad. That's
I thought I was going to have a good ending. Oh.
He called back and he said, please, I'm 81. I don't have a... And they said, nope.
It's bogus.
So the poor bastard missed their home opener for the first time in 50 years. He's pissed off. He says he ain't coming back until they print off his tickets for him. And just to be a smartass, the old guy recently had his great-great-grandson carry a video camera, right, and follow great-great-great-grandpa to the ticket window, right, at Dodger Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
He swung by to conduct an experiment. He purchased 4 single-game tickets to see the Dodgers play later this month, plus parking, and they presented him with paper-printed tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the question is, if they can print a few tickets off at the window like that, why can't they print off his season tickets, especially after being so loyal to the club since the stinking 70s?
Why can't he just go there to will call every time to pick up his ticket?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, back in the day, too, when there were the physical tickets, they came in such a cool container, and the presentation was so awesome. I never had them personally, but I've seen photos or I've had friends that got them, and it was always so cool unboxing them and seeing just all of the tickets right in there. It was...
That's probably why. The dude wants his old school book full of season tickets. I mean, I had that experience with the Man Bear Pigs in the first 2-3 years that the Pigs were a hockey club. We had season tickets, and they send you this beautiful leather-wrapped gimmick, and you open up the book, and you know they had a pair of Neil Broughton's boxer shorts in there. So you could.
That sounds cool.
They had Dino Cicerelli's jock. I sniffed it. So that's probably why the guy doesn't want to. Game after game, go to the box up. He's pissed off.
And I can't imagine season tickets to the Dodgers are all that cheap. He's spending a lot of money on those things.
Yeah. And you would think of doing that the year after you win the World Series, man. Come on.
But the problem is if they do it for him, they'd have to do it for everybody, and that's their issue.
They could do it under the table with nobody looking.
Absolutely.
For great-great-grandpa, some bitch is on his way out. He's not going to see that much more baseball.
Yeah. He ain't stupid, though. He went down there and bought those tickets. And he said, well, they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they probably just can do it at the ticket window. They probably don't do it in the offices anymore because they don't want to spend all that money on those binders.
That's true. The Dodgers are hurting for money, too, by the way. So
really.
It's a good thing they're saving a couple $100.
They are the twins of the West Coast. Yes.
Wow.
Jesus.
Netflix has been showing commercials for a new docu-series on Hulk Hogan.
Maybe I was drunk, maybe I was high. I don't know what to tell you.
It's kind of like a recipe for disaster.
There are millions of kids that have believed in me and what I stand for.
You're a liar.
The character was so strong. Terry got lost along the trip.
Hulk Hogan has torn down everything that he once built.
Really want me to tell the truth? Okay. Sure, I know where all the bodies are buried.
Hulk Hogan.
There's the shovel over there.
The program is called Real American. It will premiere on April 22nd. It's a 4-episode type of a deal. Sounds very serious from the trailer. They say they've got Hogan's final interview before he checked out. Hell, we were one of the last people to talk to him, too, last summer.
Mm-hmm.
We had to have been one of the last 8 or 10 people to talk with the man. He died in July last year from a heart attack. He was 71.
We had him on in June.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Some of the characters that will be part of this documentary and tell a story or two include Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah, you could hear him there in the trailer. He's the one that said, "You're a liar," basically calling on Hulk.
Right.
The Hitman's not afraid to talk some trash these days.
And let's all cut to the chase. I mean, Hogan wasn't always known for his honesty. We all have our shortcomings, of course. I'm not trying to kick a sumbitch while he's down and, like, all the way down. Kevin Nash is going to be in the mix. And the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. One of the great thrills of my life was when Jimmy Hart called my home telephone.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
We were setting up for a really poor performance at a WCW house show where they were dragging radio personalities out of any radio station that would agree to it. They were going town to town dragging radio dicks into the ring. Randy, are you cutting up onions for your tacos?
No,
later?
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, what were you doing? Are you cutting onions?
I was just writing a couple of things here. Sorry.
Making quesadillas?
Just making some notes. Sorry.
So anyway, the WCW contacts the radio station and says, any one of you radio morons want to get in the ring when WCW comes to town and do something with Jimmy Hart. And someone came into the studio and asked me, and I said, absolutely. You know, I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. And didn't hear much more about it for a couple of days. And then I remember it like it was yesterday. I just got out the douche. I got my towel around my waist. I'm racing to the home telephone because it's ringing off the hook. And I said, yellow. And the voice on the other end of the line said, what's up, baby? Is this Nick? And I said, yeah. This is Jimmy Hart, baby.
What?
And, I mean, I about dropped to a knee.
I would have thought it was one of my buddies is pulling one on me.
Right.
If it was 1986, I might have thought it was, but this is, 2004 or 5. Who the hell is imitating Jimmy Hart? And, So we had this great conversation and ended up, doing the gimmick with him in the ring, and he was just the sweetest guy. He's still kicking, too. He's got to be close to 90 years old.
Jimmy Hart.
Still putting a bucket full of shoe polish in his hair every day to keep it no gray.
Brother, we know.
Yeah, exactly. We know. You were doing wrestling shows with your special guest was who was the guy that did the shake, rattle, and roll? Come on over, baby. A whole lot of shake and going.
Rock and roll boom off.
Who was off. No, not a wrestler, a singer. Who was the forget it. How old is Jimmy Hart?
82.
82. What was the guy's name? He had the slick black hair. Come on over.
You talking about Elvis?
No, whole lot of shaking going on. Huh?
Did he have a nickname like
Jimmy?
Big something?
I know who you're talking
The
about.
Killer. His nickname was the Killer.
All right.
His nickname was the Killer.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Long ways to go, but what I was going to say is Jimmy Hart, you're not fooling anybody. You were doing wrestling shows in the 60s with special guest Jerry Lee Lewis. There, I got it over with.
There, I said it.
Yeah.
I said it, and I meant it.
All right, Randy, you have a good one.
You too.
Thanks, brother, man. Well, what happened?
Yeah, you have a good one too.
I'm not sure what happened there, Josh.
Randy is jacking off.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh, my God.
Half-assed Morning Show 93X.
Jesus, blow my brains out. See, Willi Myles is here. It's Tuesday. She's crept all the way up to 8:33. We thank everyone for finding us here on the Half-assed Morning Show. Here's a guy, see, Willi Myles, you raised how many kids?
Douche.
2 of them?
Two of them.
What kind of dad were you? Would you describe yourself as tough?
Absolutely. I was an old school dad. To be honest, I try to raise my kids the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just not hard-handed, but if I had to, I put it on you catch these hands if need be. You know, I did not spare the hands. You know what I mean? Because like that not violently, but I mean at some point.
No, we understand.
You know, timeout was not. There was no such thing when I was a kid. That
Yeah.
was, you know,
firm but fair.
Firm but fair, absolutely.
Okay.
If you just do what I ask you to do in my home, like there was no negotiations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's.
I can completely and totally see you as an old school type of a character in that role.
But hug my kids, told them I love them. I didn't get that now.
You didn't get that?
No. My dad was not a hugger and a lover. But my mom was.
Yeah.
Of course. Most moms are.
But my dad
Josh's
was not
mom is a
hugger,
lover
you
also.
know.
Stop it.
But my dad was, he was a working man,
Yeah.
Understandable. Understood. That's kind of what I thought you would say. That's kind of what I pictured you with that responsibility in that role. So lots has changed since you were a kid, since you were raising kids.
Right.
Lots.
Absolutely.
And lots has changed. So what do you make of this? What does a guy like you make of this? And this is the highest it's ever been, apparently. 33%, and this is not shocking news to most of us, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. 30% of young adults between 18 and 34 years of age still live with their parents. What do you make of that?
That wouldn't happen in my house.
Was there like a, hey, 18?
Yeah. My mother we had a rule in our house. Like, when you graduated high school, you went to breakfast with my mom, and you had to tell my mom what your plans were. Like, you got to break it down. Like, you've been going to school, and then when you graduate, you got to have a plan. You got 90 days. So you got the whole summer. So you can stay at the house. If you're going to go to college, keep all your money. If you're going to move out and get an apartment and get a job, then you got to pay something while you still stay there, and then you can save up money for your deposit and your last month's rent or whatever, but you need to go.
That's when you were a kid.
That's when I was a kid.
What about when your kids?
My kids, when you go to college, I'm going to pay for everything. Like, my kid walked out of college with no debt. If you can't find a job, the option of moving back home is not there.
They weren't welcome in your home anymore.
I mean, you're welcome to come back for a minute or
right.
two, but this is not like unpack your bags and start hanging pictures on the wall.
Right.
Put your diploma over top of mine. That's not how that works. Put your diploma in your own apartment. So my wife and I, we but neither one of the kids came back home to live.
Okay.
So my daughter is out in Arizona and my son's up in Seattle.
So
I'm a little worried about that. I know it's very far away, but my husband is definitely the type that, like, you're 18, figure it out.
Yep.
Like, you go to school, do something, and I will whisper in my son's ear. I'm like, you can live with me forever. It's okay.
He'll remember that too.
You never have to leave. I will take care of you.
Your son's teenage years will likely determine where you stand in the future.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So, I mean, again, things are very different. So, see, Willi Myles had the approach when you were raising kids. Like, you're an adult, go figure it out, go out on your own. But your kids are grown, beyond grown.
Right.
So, like I said, times are different. 33% of Americans between the ages of 18 and 34 are still living with their parents. For reference, in 1960, only about 22% of young adults lived at home. The pandemic changed everything. Everything's so expensive now. That is a challenge. If it matters at all to you, The states that have the most young adults living at home are New Jersey, Connecticut, and California. The states where the least young adults still live at home, North Dakota, Wyoming, and South Dakota. They get the boot.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a little cheaper.
Josh, you're a dad. Where do you stand on all this?
Well, I almost got a complex because our older two kids, like the second and a half they turned 18, they were out. And I thought, well, geez, why do they want to get out of here? So I would have preferred if they stuck around a little longer just to kind of...
Freedom! Is it because they came from a broken home?
I don't think it's a broken home, what we've got going on.
It's because you did something right then, Josh. If you did something right if they want to leave and do their own thing.
They want to spread their wings, man. That's what happened to me. I left home at 18. Everybody in my family, like all my sisters, like everybody left, either went to college or went off to the military or got a really good job and just left.
My sister was gone 2 minutes after she turned 18. My brother and I stuck around. It was too damn easy.
I went to a community college, so that was one of the reasons why I stuck around, is because it was like 15 minutes from their house. And they're like, don't go and pay, rent to somebody. Just live here, save your money. But when I moved out, I never wanted to move back in, but after I got divorced, I had to move in. I don't even think it was a month long before I was out of there, because I was like, nah, this is it. This is not it. Like and I was, 24, I think, 24 years old. And it felt like
3 years ago.
It felt...
She was looking up...
that was 4 years ago, almost 5.
What was funny was she was looking up into the air as if this was decades ago.
I couldn't remember how old I was. But then
it was 1973.
I hated I love my parents. It was cool. Like, my mom has always kept like a really nice, tidy home. So like she was still cleaning stuff, and I just felt yucky, like telling people even at 24 that I lived with my parents. I was like, ugh, that just doesn't, I don't like that. I need to get the heck out of here.
Tough to bring a Tinder date home to mom and dad's house.
Yeah, I mean, like my dad's like, where were you? And I'm like, I don't think you really want to know.
I think this generation, though, things are so unaffordable. There's adults that are having trouble finding even like rentals. So I think it's probably tougher than, at least in my lifetime.
It's probably it's tougher than it's been in your lifetime, I think, to go out on your own as a young person. I agree with you.
When I moved out, my place was crappy. It did suck. This apartment was scary. It was riddled with crime. But I, wanted to move out. I think I paid like $240 a month.
Oh my God!
It was next to nothing.
Yeah, but look at you now. That's called growth.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
It builds character, man.
I agree that builds character.
Oh yeah, now they want to get out
somebody for that rent price. Like,
right.
honestly,
the first couple places I rented, I remember, $200-300.
God, the place that I rented in Minneapolis, people were jealous of me because somehow I found this place that had, it was a house. It had a big yard, fenced-in yard for my dogs, and it was like $1,400 probably with utilities.
Well,
and people were like, "How did you find that?" And
in
I'm
Minneapolis,
like,
that's a
what?
bargain.
I'm
like, are you kidding me?
When Josh and I were 18, you weren't even born yet. So like we said, everything's so much more expensive.
For a rental, my one of the kids pays more than I do for my mortgage right now.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
It's outrageous.
Oh, that makes me sick.
There are hard-ons who get on the case of the young people.
Right.
For this statistic, 33% of them are still living at the home. They're 30, they're 31, they're 25, 2, 3, whatever. But like Josh said, in your lifetime, this is the most unaffordable life has been for young people. Like I said, and everyone's circumstances are different. I hung around because it was just me and my dad. And as I've explained many times, as an over-the-road truck driver, I more or less lived alone. Or when my brother was with me, it was like the two of us lived alone. The old man was never there. If my parents had been married at the time, there's absolutely no way I would have stuck around. I would have gotten the hell out of there as quick as I could. But it was too easy. Now here's...
College prices, too, are outrageous compared to what they used to be. It's insane.
Yeah.
The amount of I think that's probably why it seems like less people are going. Just coming out of college with that much debt and trying to find a place to live?
Yeah, that's absolutely, like that on purpose, absolutely insane.
Here's where we can go next with this. Now, the ones who do move smooth out of their parents' place, this cracked me up. 92% of the young adults who leave home leave all their crap at their parents' house.
Yeah, I did that. And then my mom finally, like, after I moved out, after, staying there for like a month, she was like, no, everything's going with. I'm like, you don't want to keep my softball trophy that I got
Right.
like when I was in 5th grade? I thought you loved me.
You
She's
probably
like,
had
get your crap, Ashley.
old clothes, old furniture. That would drive me nuts.
Right.
As a parent, you got to get this stuff out of my way or I'll go bananas.
My mom, my poor parents, my brothers suck. She still has stuff there from 2 of my brothers, and like one of them is in his damn near 40s. Just get your crap out of my house.
Does he want to keep it, or does she just want to keep it?
And he wants to keep. He wants it, but he just doesn't have space for it, I guess. I don't understand it. Makes no sense.
Did your kids have to take their crap with them when they
100%.
left? Yeah. I would climb the walls. I can't stand that. A random dresser, a random storage bin full of things that don't belong to me? Absolutely not. So that's funny to me. The ones who do leave town, they don't bring all their stuff with them. Their parents are still kicking around.
Right.
Their old clothes and beer bongs and sex toys and whatever the hell.
Well, we sold our house. We sold our house, and at the end of the day, when we build a forever home. It's like one level. I don't know, storage. It's either you get it or it's gone. There's a dumpster out front, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Dad don't play that. I grew up poor. I don't have any history. I don't have trinkets of stuff to.
When you left home, everything you had was in your friggin' pockets.
Everything I had was in my pocket and a little Foot Locker that I had when I hopped on and came to St. Cloud.
Yeah, now they're
18.
Oh, some of these young people who were asked about this situation. Hey, how come you leave all your crap at your folks' place when you move out? Some of them say, oh, it's for safekeeping.
Yeah, that's how I always felt.
I'm just storing it there for later. Next thing you know, 15 years go by.
Yeah.
20 years. Yeah.
But they say there are quite a few parents out there who don't mind. I would mind.
If I was living in the same house now, in 18 years, yeah, he's going to need to get his crap out because I just have too much crap already. We've talked about this. You guys said I'm like a borderline hoarder, you think?
You will become a full-blown hoarder.
I need to get it out of my house. I can't have it happening.
On average, young people leave 9 boxes at their parents' place.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably right, yeah.
I didn't have 9 boxes.
Right. Some of them say, and some of the young people say they have no plans to collect their property. It's your problem now.
Right.
You're the one with the big house. Your mom and dad, you got the room for it.
The mistake that I made is I went over their house to get like a mattress and I brought a trailer. And so my mom was like, oh, yeah.
Load it up, baby.
I honestly didn't even know I had that amount of stuff there. She just started bringing stuff out. It's like, oh, I didn't know I was taking all of this. Okay.
She must have OCD like I do. Is that the proper term again, OCD, where you can't stand?
Yeah,
okay.
she does.
So, Josh, you mentioned your stepkids got the hell out of that broken home almost immediately. Did they leave a bunch of stuff at your house?
One didn't. Cam left nothing, but Allie left everything.
Oh.
And to the point where I don't like having stuff in our place, so we rented a storage facility, which was 3/4 her stuff and the rest our stuff.
Oh, a storage facility. So now you're paying for her stuff.
I was for a while, but you know how at least the place we went worked? It was next to nothing.
Well, why
for
didn't
the first
she,
3 months.
Why didn't she bring all of her stuff?
She didn't have a big enough place. She was sharing a room with a girl in a 4-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with 4 girls.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So she just recently got a house, and so now she's renting a house with her boyfriend. So now she's got places to store stuff.
I just got a text from a guy that says, I hate all my kids' stuff, and they still live with me. They're only 9 and 11 years old.
I don't like having stuff around.
He hates it. He hates having it around.
We just got crap about that over the weekend. Like, my daughter put a couple things up. Like, she grabbed some decorations to put up. She's like, now it looks like someone lives here. I'm like, I don't like that. Just keep it as if nobody lives here.
Put up some stuff on your walls, Josh.
I've got one thing up. So I told her, I'm like, look, we got one thing that has all the important dates to our family.
Oh, all right.
Marriages
Yeah,
and
one of
birthdays.
those. Those are cute.
And that's all we need.
Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff all over my walls.
I mean, okay, so as we established, this is a unprecedented time. Everything costs so friggin' much. It must be so difficult for a young person who wants to get the hell out of their folks' place and go be their own person, live on their own, experience all that. It must be so difficult. Obviously, young people are getting paid a little more than we did when we were young, Josh. But it's just not enough. And picture, Josh, your first salary here, my first salary here. What the hell would we do today?
I know. I mean, even adjusted for inflation, we'd be screwed.
Yes, even adjusted. Yesterday we had a story in the Stupid News about a father and daughter living in a chicken coop. We probably would have to live in a pigeon or a chicken coop.
Oh,
I
easily.
think that,
and we made that for a long time. Oh, my gosh.
I think that it would. Me and Josh were just talking about this last week. It would probably be a little close to what I make here, and I told Josh that if I was alone, I would be screwed. Like, you have to have a roommate. You absolutely have to, or else you cannot afford to breathe air, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that sucks.
Everything's expensive.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The NFL Draft, presented by Bud Light, is coming to Pittsburgh, and it's your chance to witness the future of the game for free from April 23rd to April 25th. Feel the energy of the NFL Draft. See the Vince Lombardi Trophy and Super Bowl rings. Meet NFL players and legends. Enjoy interactive games and live music performances, and be there as the future of the NFL takes center stage. The NFL Draft starts April 23rd. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access today.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
We got to wrap it up. We got to go. We got to get out of the way. See, Willi Myles is here with the Half-assed morning show.
Boom. Yes, sir.
Bizoom. Got some really interesting text messages on what we were jaw-jacking about a few minutes ago. Young people, more and more, are staying in their parents' home after high school. 18 to 34-year-old young adults are staying with their parents, not moving out. Things are so friggin' expensive. Let me hear some of the texts that came in. What is this? Oh, okay. A listener wants to know, is this cool? I'm only living with my parents right now as an adult. I'm waiting for them to die so I can take over their house. Is that cool?
Just a little
Are they
more
close?
carbon monoxide each day. One of these days.
Okay, one of the other things we were talking about was the young people who do move out. They leave all their stuff at their parents' house.
Right.
They don't bring it with them. So now mom and dad got boxes full of crap that doesn't... What about this? This line of thought. This listener says, hey, I left all my stuff at my parents' house because, hey, they bought it all.
It's theirs.
This belongs to them.
That's just polite.
That's being considerate. What else? Oh, what do you think of the idea if you have kids, your kids, living in your home, you charge them rent?
That was our plan. And then, if they were real responsible, maybe give it back if we could afford it, so they could have a down payment on something.
But you didn't go through with it?
Didn't. They moved out the second they were 18.
Right, I forgot.
Yeah, I love that idea of charging, I don't know, like $500 a month or whatever, and then just putting it into a savings account for them.
That was our plan.
I'm a stupid idiot. I never thought of that as a little gimmick you could pull. I remember when I was living with the old man, I think... we toyed around with the idea of rent, and I think what we settled on was I think I paid the cable bill, and I just paid some bills along the... Anyway...
Yeah, you got to get a little something.
A little bit of something for a little beer money for Dad. So here we go. A listener says, if your adult child lives at home, you charge them rent, $300, $400, $500. When they decide to move out, you give it back to them. Now they have a nice nest egg to get started. I saved $10,000, he said, that way, and I didn't even know it.
Oh, gosh, I wish my parents would have done that for me. That would have been so great.
Parents kept it a secret. That's brilliant. Very simple. I never would have thought of it. A lot of these texts are unique, dramatic even. Here's a listener who says, my dad told me when I turned 18 after high school, he said, you're gone.
Well,
18 years old. You're out. I moved to the United States, never saw him again.
That's what's scary.
Yeah, I was from the school and the thought process was, if as a parent, you've got to know you've done your job. And the only way I know that if you leave at 18 and make something of yourself. Otherwise, I'm a failure as a parent.
But even these days, see, Willie, with all that's going on?
Yeah. I just think that, it's expensive. It really is. And I think school's expensive. I think there's so much going on. But I think at some point, you got to find out if you raise your kids right and if your kid listens to you,
right?
That's the hard part, is getting them to understand. Like I've been through what you're gonna go through.
Yeah.
So if you just listen to me, it could be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. And you may not have the opportunity to get a nice place. That's the problem with most of the kids. They want these really nice apartments. Sometimes you got to, hey, I lived in some crappy places too, man. That was, you had to go buy rat traps and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it builds character.
It does. It builds character.
You can't always stay in my nice house.
The only time the old man ever turned the screws on me about getting the hell out is if I didn't have a job. There was a stretch of time there where I quit a job, and that's when he was on my ass.
Yeah. That seems reasonable. You got to be doing something. Have a job, go to school.
A listener texted in and said it's a very American tradition to get out the house at 18. A lot of different cultures. What's the word I'm looking for? Encourage families to stay together longer. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a very American thing. Well, I mean, I know we have a tremendous hard-on over our work ethic in America. How could you not know that?
I learned a lot about this when I was pregnant and had a baby, because unlike other cultures, it's normal for like your mother and your sisters or whatever to move in and help you for months after. Like, I mean, there was one culture I was reading about. It was like a year or two to help you raise the kid, because it's
where
it's a family affair. I can't remember where it was.
It sounds Italy, maybe. It sounds very Italian
to
me.
But it sounded, at first I was like, well, that's appealing. And then I was like, no, I like being alone.
But certain cultures, it's not abnormal at all to have extended family. We have some people behind us. That's part of their culture. They've got, I don't even know how many people are living in their house.
Right.
A lot.
Right. The Irish stay together, don't they? One more here before we got to get going again. Now, sometimes when the young people move out, they don't really know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
It's only natural. You're on your own for the first time. And their problems become their parents' problems. Here's a mild one, but still I got a kick out of it. A listener says, I don't know if this is related to the conversation, but his daughter moved out, got her own place, then she called him and said the sink is clogged. Dad goes over there to help out. The sink was completely clogged with spaghetti. She thought that all sinks were also garbage disposal.
Oh, no. See?
Not wondering, like, why doesn't it make the little noise when I push a what?
No, that's a failure as a parent. It's not that child's fault.
That's mom and dad's fault?
Right.
I specifically remember moving into, I think it was the house that I lived in Wisconsin or the one in Bayport, but I remember asking my dad, like, so like garbage disposals aren't like a thing in every kitchen? He's like, no. He's like, you got to put it in. I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. But I thought, yeah, if there's a sink, there's a garbage disposal, because why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, I mean,
extra cost. That's an add-on.
Yeah.
I never had one growing up.
By the way, I want to give this, pardon me, you didn't have a...
garbage disposal? No. I'm
sucks
trying to think.
not
I was in my
having one.
30s, I think, the first time we ever had one.
Oh, we went through like 7 of them because we were putting... we put anything we didn't care for in the garbage disposal.
I'm pouring like soup, the end of like a soup in the trash can and hoping it doesn't leak, because I'm like, oh, I can't, grind up the potatoes in the sink.
And you don't have to be a kid. One of my friend's wives completely destroyed the kitchen in their home. They had a party, and she's got bowls and bowls full of cheese balls and Doritos everywhere, right? Number one, you can always pour it back into the bag. I mean, just because they didn't get consumed at the party doesn't mean you can't. Or you could pour them into the garbage. She poured them into the garbage disposal and added friggin' water.
Oh, and it's just sludge.
There was just a cheese sludge, corn cheese ball.
That's awesome,
and
actually.
It hardened. Little kids were putting their initials into it. Real quick, I know we're running late, but I wanted to give this listener some credit here. I mentioned earlier that I have OCD, and a listener texted and said, you don't really have OCD. It's more like you have O.B.C.D. And I didn't get it at first. I'm like, what do you mean, O.B.C.? What does that stand for?
Bogus.
He's like, hey, stupid, O.B.C.D.
I'm calling you fat.
Yeah, he's calling me. I didn't get it. Thanks, C. Willi Myles.
Thank you, my friends.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a smart club member, because I trust my home comfort to Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.